Happy Friday, everybody. It's the panel, and we had a crazy night in the NBA last night. Steph Curry, 56 points. Zion, his first career triple-double. LeBron James is still LeBron James. Newsflash. Hey, he led the Lakers to yet another win last night. The Lakers are 14-17 in their last 17 games. And then also, as if not to be overshadowed by everything else that was going on, we had an MVP duel. Jokic and Giannis both put on MVP performances, but only one came out victorious. And we got to talk about all of this, but it's only right if we start with the 56-point outing. Fellas, hey, February 27th, it seems to be Steph Curry's special day, right?
The great Toby Keith said, I might not be as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I've ever been. And Steph Curry once can be what he's ever been, as good as he's ever been. And I mean, a guy that shoots the long ball the way he does, as good as he does. And it's not like Orlando was letting him shoot. Like, he was doing everything that he could to get shots off, tough shots. And it's Steph Curry. I thought Orlando did everything that they could to play the defense that they tried to play. They doubled them, they blitzed him, they got the ball out of his hands, but it didn't matter because he's got that kind of game that once he gets going, he's virtually impossible. And I think he only took what he took 23 shots yesterday. 25 shots yesterday. He made 16 of them. 13 of them was threes. That's who Steph Curry is. That's his game. I know it sounds nuts, Ox. So I mean that
don't sound nuts, Joe.
Right. But that's his game. That's who he is. So once he gets going, now don't be surprised if you get like a 17-point game from Curry the next time they play, or a 19-point game, because just the law of averages. But Curry is able to still, just blow the spot like he did yesterday. He's able to do that once or twice. He can still do that.
Hey, Swiper, how you doing, buddy?
He's the most.
You good down there?
What's that on your head?
What's that on your head?
It's a regular hat. I'm trying to hear what you got on. You got on a Seattle hat today. Okay. Thought it was a Bucks hat or something.
Seattle Mariners.
Steph Curry's still the most dangerous man that ever walked on the basketball court.
Ox, when you first said that to me, I thought you was nuts. But now the more that I think about it, I don't know.
He's still the truth is the truth. The fact still remains that he's regressed. He's still not the same Steph Curry he once was.
Right.
But I mean, we talk about it. And matter of fact, Mars, did you make that tweet yesterday, or that just happened to? Did you say it a couple of days ago about him having a tool, the most dangerous?
It was yesterday during the explosion. I think it was after you made the half court shot. I think.
Right. See, but that's something we talked about before, where I've mentioned, like, Steph Curry, he has something in his repertoire that can combat anything you got. Like, you can have anything, and Steph Curry heat up, and it's just like, man, what are we even on the side of the court for? You know what I'm saying? Like, he can do anything he wants to us. You know what I mean? Steph Curry definitely is the most dangerous man that we've ever seen walk on the basketball court.
Ever seen?
Ever seen, Ryan? Ever seen? Like, I don't think Steph Curry is the GOAT. I don't think Steph Curry is the best offensive player ever. I don't think Steph Curry, I don't got Steph Curry in my top 10 yet. But with that being said, though, Ryan, he has something. We've witnessed it for like what, 14, 15 years now. 16 years. We came on 9. Bro, we've seen it time and time again. Steph Curry has one of the, like, bro, the gun he has is unfadable.
To Ox's point, when you're talking about, there's a difference between a player and being dangerous. And in terms of how dangerous Steph Curry is, how lethal he is, you have to be very careful on how you run up on him, because how dangerous he is. I mean, we got other guys who have things in their repertoire. I personally think that, I mean, to your point, Ox, you was talking about how dangerous Curry is. I mean, I think Jabbar has the most lethal shot in NBA history. You can't block this. You can't stop this. I think you can do something to slow down what Curry has. However, if he gets that going, it's almost impossible to deal with.
Can you give me a time where it was slowed down?
When it was slowed down?
Mm-hmm.
It was slowed down in the NBA Finals against Toronto in 2019. It was slowed down.
I don't know if that's fair. I don't know if that's fair.
It was slowed down in
with a boxing one.
Yeah, I don't know if that's fair. I don't know.
I mean,
if
first and foremost, you have to do what you have to do to slow somebody down. Let's
but
talk about that.
To be fair,
once
once they
won and he gave him 47 in that series and averaged 30 and like +6 true shooting.
Yes,
that was slowed down.
Yes,
yeah, but then also they were also winning. They're on their way to winning too before Clay went down, and then it was him and like Aaron McKee out there basically. Like I guess situationally, if you gave him like the worst
Alfonso
roster,
McKinney.
Yeah, I know. That's I was making a comparison between Aaron McKee. If we had an Iverson argument, should he get the ball more?
Here's the thing that Swiper does. Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Here's the thing that Swiper does. Swiper challenges like Steph Curry has never been slowed down. So let's talk about Steph Curry getting slowed down. I don't want to talk about the postseason, right? Because if he's never been slowed down, then he would have won. Every time he's been around, he would have won. He would have contributed to winning every time. That would have happened. That's not that wasn't
bad
the case.
Games. Therefore, he's
games.
But that's the point. Every
player's had bad games,
right?
Though.
Which means you've been slowed down. That's the point. Yes, it does.
But then the same applies to Kareem. Then the same applies.
Yeah,
100%. It's 100%.
But you just said he had the unstoppable shot. Nobody could stop though.
But it's been slowed down.
But he has 5 or 25 games. 24 games.
Who, Jabbar?
Yeah, he has games where he didn't make shots.
More than Curry?
I didn't say more than Curry. But comparing a 3-point shot, comparing a 3-point shot efficiency to a jump hook are two different things. So, to be fair.
Why is it different?
Because it's harder to make a 3-pointer than it is to make a
one's
jump hook
worth
at
1
7
point
foot.
less. So.
But he doesn't even if it is closer to the rim, he doesn't always shoot it at the basket. Jabbar has a 15-foot sky hook that he also shot, which is extremely difficult.
Swiper, sports medicine disagrees with you about 7-footers having a rough time. If they worked on it just as much as guard 7-footers, just based on size and stuff like that, it's actually easier for them to make threes than shorter guys. That's just sports science. That's not.
Did they have reasoning behind that? Or
well, if you think about it,
it's somewhere from where the height of where the ball leaves and the arc to get into the rim.
Well, let me ask you this, Mars.
I watched it on ESPN or Sport. You know the show?
Sports science.
I call it sports medicine.
Skipping. Yeah.
Sports science.
I
understood what you meant. I understood what you meant. But Mars,
that was a great show, Ox. I wish they'd bring it back.
If you think about what is Wemby 7'4", so him looking at the basket at the long ball line, it looks a lot different than how Curry looks at the basket at the long ball line. I mean, he's taller. There's definitely different depth. I mean, I'm almost a foot taller than you, and the basket looks a lot different. So, I mean, that doesn't mean that he's a better shooter than Steph Curry. I'm not going to argue that. No, but I mean, being taller has its advantages, no doubt about that. But to get back, to get back to Ox's point about how dangerous Steph Curry is, I mean, when I think about Jabbar and I think about the sky hook, I think about how dangerous that was, and it was virtually impossible. He is the all-time leading scorer in NBA history, virtually because of that, and it was for 40 years, by the way. Nobody had done it in 40 years.
Well, LeBron wasn't born yet, so
nobody had done it in 40 years.
I know, but LeBron had to,
and nobody had done it in 40 years. And whoever is breaking Steph Curry's record, he's probably not born yet.
I don't know, man. Who knows, bro? I'm not gonna lie to you. Who knows?
I'm gonna get to. I'm glad.
With the way the game has changed, I expect whatever Steph sets his record at, it will be broken sooner rather than later. They won't be a better shooter than.
I don't know, Mark.
It's not a Wayne.
I'm pretty sure Anthony Edwards is 23 and has already made 1,000 threes.
Yes, sir. He has.
What's Steph at right now?
Like nearly 4,000.
Steph's gonna end up over 5,000.
Steph's gonna retire probably above or around 5,000, which I'm fine with. I just think the way the game has changed and how many threes are being shot.
So this is Ant's 5th year.
Yeah, this is year 5.
So if he's made 1,000 in year 5, that means he has to do this.
And this is his first year as Ant's first year as an elite shooter.
I understand that. He has to maintain it.
But it doesn't have to be Ant. I'm just using Ant as a 23. He hasn't been a great shooter. But Ant's
a great. That's a great person though. That's a great example to use. So at 23, I got 1,000. That could be a good parameter. At 23, I got 1,000. You still have to do it the next 5 years over and over and over. You gotta have longevity. You gotta beat the health bug. It's just so much that goes into it.
I think Trae Young for the next I actually have this information. I gotta find it. I'm sorry. You guys keep talking about
1200. Trae Young is
what are you asking for?
I'm gonna find this information for the guys, just so you guys know. Excuse me I'll be right back because I actually have this information.
While he's digging that up, I do want to talk about February 27th and how that, for some reason, is just the day where Steph gets activated. Mars, maybe because it's after All-Star break, maybe because it's not in December, maybe because he's finally got over the Thanksgiving hangover. But whatever the case may be, on February 27th, Steph just puts on a masterclass. So obviously last night he hit 12 threes, had 56 points. Well, February 27th in 2016, I know you guys remember a game in OKC where Steph also made 12 threes, and that wasn't even the best part of this game in OKC. I know you guys remember that half-court buzzer beater that Steph Curry hit to silence Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. That's the shot that froze the whole nation. Everything just stopped. The power went out in like 20 different states or whatever. Well, that was February 27th. And then you go back to February 27th in 2013. This is when Steph Curry put up 54 in the Garden. So I don't know what it is, but 9 years ago, 13 years ago, or 12 years ago, 9 years ago, and yesterday, Steph Curry just went berserk.
That OKC game being 9 years ago is ridiculous. That's the game that basically secured his unanimous MVP, if I remember correctly. Like he did that, and then it was like, yeah, it's his MVP. The last month and a half doesn't even matter. He's the MVP. But yeah, I mean, last night Steph was ridiculous. I mean, he made that half-court shot, and then the third quarter he just went on a heater. Like in the last 5 games, I feel like he's had 3 different 20-point quarters. Like he just starts exploding, and there's nothing you can do. And yeah, I think Steph's ability to shoot the ball is the best singular ability any NBA player has had in anything ever. Like I don't think anything really compares to Steph's ability to shoot. And I don't understand how he's so good at it. And sometimes I'll be catching myself, I'll be hating. I'm like, if you really think about it and how shooting is more than just threes, could I make an argument that someone else is the best shooter ever? And then I just watch Steph and I'm like, yeah, I can't do that. It's not possible. There's no one who shoots better than him. It's ridiculous. And with how important the 3-point shot and shooting in general has become, it just made him infinitely more powerful, if that makes sense. And he still regressed. Like I know some people started victory lapping when we were talking about how he's regressed, and I was talking about how he regressed. It's like, where's all that regression now? It's like, well, he's obviously still regressed, but he's still amazing, and there's nothing you can do about if he can get his shot off. And he won them that game last night. Him and Quinton Post. Shout out to Quinton Post. But he won them that game.
Shout out to Quinton Post.
He won them that game last night. There was no one else really had anything going offensively, but Steph was just destroying that Orlando defense. And that's a good Orlando defense. I was watching them try everything, literally everything, to not allow Steph to get shots up. And he's just relentless in moving, beating people off the bounce. He gets a sliver of daylight. He knows you're jumping. He's up faking. He's just going to wait for you to fly by. Then he's got a shot. It's just, there's nothing you can really do. So yeah, shout out to Steph. That was for sure amazing. I enjoyed watching every second of it.
Yo, Mars. So obviously we just kind of went back and forth a little bit about whether Steph Curry's record would be broken. And anything can happen. Records are meant to be broken. But I want to ask you a question that's a step further.
Okay.
Will we ever see a shooter as good as Steph?
Yeah,
in our lifetime. So. You think so?
But this is because I think everything gets better. It's the way the game evolves. I expect there to be a better player than LeBron James. I expect there to be a better shooter than Steph Curry. I expect there to be a better passer than Magic Johnson at some point. I expect all of those things to happen because I don't expect people who were the best 60 years ago to still be the best 60 years later. Whether I'm still alive when that shooter comes around is a different question. But at some point, yes, I think someone will come around who shoots the ball better than Steph Curry shot it. And that's not a knock on Steph Curry because how far ahead of the rest of the pack he was at his time, that's going to be hard to match because he was so far ahead of the rest of the world at the time in which he ascended and became what he became. I don't know if anyone will be that. I don't know if anyone will be that far ahead of everyone else with the way the game progresses. But in terms of just individual, who's the better shooter, Steph Curry or this guy? I expect someone to be better than that. Now, that doesn't mean, like I said, that doesn't mean I'm going to be around to see it. But I do expect at some point. The NBA keeps going for 200 years. I think someone will be able to shoot the ball better than Steph Curry.
NBA not going nowhere, right?
Like, I don't, that's all I'm saying. You get enough time, I expect someone to be better than him. So, that's all it really is. But
I'm just
so Ron
to believe it, because it's not just the shot, it's the handle with the shot, it's the off ball movement, it's everything.
That's where the separator is
shoot from the quickness of the release. It's the combination of everything. Maybe somebody will shoot a better percentage. Maybe somebody will shoot.
People already shoot better percentages. People already shoot better
relative to volume, though.
I do want to talk.
No. No one's come close. Maybe Dame has been the closest. He got like 40% a couple years on like 10 attempts, but no one's got close.
That's where I was at a second ago. Two things to that. Steph Curry's ability to get that shot off at 6'3" and create that space off the dribble, off the catch, really is another thing. That's obviously his just pure shooting ability separates him already. But his ability to get the shot off, and a lot of that, but some of that comes from his off-ball movement, working early. You know what I'm saying? Running from this corner, not just moving side to side and shifting, but actually getting his feet moving, getting somewhere, getting his feet set, quick, always being ready to shoot, being like doing the work early is so important. You know, having your kickstand up, ready to catch the ball, ready to shoot, step in, bang. So I don't got to catch the ball and then shoot. You know what I'm saying? You catch it, bow, it's gone. All those things make a great shooter. Those make a generational level shooter.
Ox, you preach doing work early. You preach doing work early a lot.
You have to. And I mean, we could get into it, chill, because that comes on defense. Yep. That's rebounding. You know what I mean? Shooting. All types of things. In basketball, if you work early, it makes your job so much easier.
It sounds like I got to be a step ahead before the action happens. I got to see the game 1-2 plays ahead before this happens. That kind of reminds me of how Joker is on offense. Like he sees the game a play or two ahead before anything happens. Like he's doing his work before he even gets the ball. He's looking at the action before he gets the ball. But Mars, really quickly, to give you some idea, because I know you're a numbers guy, to give you an idea, this was taken 3 years ago. Damian Lillard, who was in year 11 at that point, he would have to play 11 more seasons and shoot and make 253s in order to catch Steph Curry. Luka would have to play, and this was Luka in year 4, he would have to play 15 more seasons and crack 253s per season to catch Luka. Trae Young also, he'd have to play 13 more seasons and crack over 223s per season to catch Steph Curry. His brother, and this was when Klay Thompson was on the crew in Golden State. He would have to play, this was 3 years ago, Klay would have to play 11 more seasons and crack over 203s per season to catch Steph Curry. I'm not the smartest guy, but and again, I tell you guys this a lot. I take good care of myself. I'm not going to be alive to see the next guy do it. I'm not.
Hey, my question would be, how the hell did Steph even get on that? Like, how did he get to that, missing the first couple seasons and injuries? He just my question, like, where do we even start? That's the question. Like, where do we even start?
He started breaking the single season record year after year.
Yes,
like
I know. I'm just saying. Yes, I'm just saying though. It's kind of like, God, dog.
Well, like, Jordan, you probably. I don't know if you remember. He cracked 300.
No, he was cracking them early.
He cracked 300 like 2014 or whatever it was. Because that was the record. Right. It was 4, and then it was 400. Was the record that he cracked, and then he kept setting that. Yes, what I'm saying.
Does that even sound correct? What are we doing?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
A game. What's happening right
now? He shot 45% that year, by the way.
Bro, that's like 5 or 6 threes a game. What are we doing, yo?
I mean, y'all. What I'm saying, bro. When it's happening, I think we were all equally as shocked, some more than others. But this was written though. Like when you go back and look at it. This was written, like this was bound to happen. This wasn't by accident.
I don't know. I don't think it's by accident.
This was by design though, Jordan. You gotta look at his brother. His brother's a hell of a shooter. You know what I'm saying?
I know, but bro, 400 threes in a season is crazy.
It come from his pops, though. Like how we were saying earlier, it come from his pops. It come from working early. He put that work in early. He been out there working on that form, getting that release right.
Man,
this was written,
but the idea that he can make look, I get it with the form and being there. We're not talking about him just being a good shooter. I don't know what Mars talking about. I don't think there's nobody ever gonna catch that. Like, I don't think nobody ever gonna mount to the shooter that Steph is like ever. Like, I just can't see it, bro. Like, well, I mean, we couldn't see it to begin with, and it's like now it ain't.
I'm sure there were people in the '60s who were like, they'll never be a better player than Wilt, and then he came along. And I'm sure there were people who saw the '80s and they're like, they'll never be a better player. Yeah, but we just talking about one specific skill, though. We talking about one specific skill, though.
Yeah, but Jordan, I'm sure
that. But what I'm saying is, I'm sure there were people who were watching the '60s. Like, I'm sure there were people who were watching the '50s and saw Bill Sharman shoot, and they're like, no one will be able to shoot like this guy. And then Jerry West came. You doubt it because you weren't around. What I'm saying is, what people are watching unfold, they have a hard time grasping it gets better than this. This is why nostalgia exists. Because when you watch when you're a developing person, you always think what you saw developing is the best it will ever be. That's why people who grew up in the 2000s think there'll never be a better era than the 2000s, etc. So what I'm saying, when the NBA first came around, and Bill Sharman was the best shooter in the NBA, there were probably some 12, 13-year-olds who were like, no one will ever shoot as good as Bill Sharman. Then Jerry West and Oscar Robertson came around, and they could shoot better than Bill Sharman. So then them kids who were watching the 60s were like, he shoot better than Bill Sharman. And ain't no one ever going to shoot as good as Jerry West or Oscar Robertson again. And then the 80s came along, and Larry Bird came around. And it was like, ain't no one ever going to shoot as good as Larry Bird.
You're actually doing it right now.
Jordan, I'm not doing it right now. I'm not doing it right now. We're talking about a man who made 400 threes in one season. Right. Nobody gonna make 300. Who's gonna make 300?
There's people that have already made 300.
Yeah, but to Mark's point, I think
James Harden made 386.
Yeah, 378, and then Klay Thompson has 301.
Yeah, James Harden made 378 on cutbacks.
And that's James Harden.
But Mars, you got
number 3 all time.
All I'm saying is that at some point, someone will come around. That's all I'm saying. At some point.
But Mars, this is the difference with that though. My thing is, I'm with you. Like I'm with you on this one, Jordan. As far as I don't think nobody's gonna break Steph's record, but the reasoning because behind it, Mars, it's not like to combat what you're saying. It's just that how would the game look if we got guys to catch Steph? I don't think the amount of threes, like I don't think the game's gonna keep going in that direction to where we got
level out. You think?
I do. I think it would have leveled out. I just don't see somebody being as consistent as Steph for that long.
That's what I'm saying.
In a game that's not going to keep going this way. Like I think the game will continue to evolve. But what are we going to do? We're going to have guys shooting 23s a game regularly.
Yeah, I don't think anyone has to match Steph's peak output, and maybe someone will get to 400 in a season. For reference, that means you have to play all 82 games and make 5 threes a game. Like
for how many years?
No, to break 400 in a season.
Just in one season.
So that season you'd have to make. It's actually 4.91, but you can't do that. So 5 threes a game.
That's crazy.
5 threes a game and play every single game,
bro.
Like that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Like 5 threes in a game, assuming you shoot 40%. That's a lot.
Played 79 games that year, so
he played 79. So he made 5.1 a game, I think. So do I think anyone will hit 402 in a season? Maybe not. But what I do think is when Steph came in, he was making less than 200 threes a season those first 3 years.
That's what
the one year he got hurt. The one year he got hurt in 2012. Then his first 2 years, he was actually shooting a lot of mid-range jumpers, a lot of deep twos. If you remember watching rookie Steph, with the way the game has changed, I think there can be players who come into the league with such a fast head start on Steph Curry in terms of the threes they make their first 2-3 seasons that they don't need to match the peak output of Steph because they will have like a 203 cushion after about 3 seasons because they have that advantage of coming into a league where we don't want to take deep twos. So when those deep twos turn into threes, instead of making 166 threes, we're making 250, which is why the rookie 3-point record breaks year after year because rookies are coming in shooting more threes. That's why I think the overall record could be broken because you don't need to have Steph's peak output. You don't need to make 402, 337, 324. You don't need to do that. You just need to be consistently coming into the league 250, 250, 300, 250.
Yeah, sound good, but I just don't think so.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's easy. Of course, it's not easy.
Yeah,
but I do think that will happen at some point. That some.
I think this idea though that somebody, I think that's the problem. Like, there's no way to quantify time and development, skill development, plus just like we've had this conversation about like evolution, like over the course of like 40 years, what you're going to see. We had this conversation with Trey on the episode 500 about like, will the world be able to take over or develop to get to a point where they can surpass the US in basketball? Well, I mean, yeah, you give like humans enough time and you give them enough free lane forward without like running into environmental issues and, you know, all social structure issues. And you say like, go progress. Well, I mean, 40 years from now, like we could have that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no limit to what somebody's going to be able to do at some point in time. So I do think we get there. If
Michael Jordan,
LeBron, but there's already got a mic.
Real quick. This is just for
athletic-wise. We do. Go ahead.
This is
just
for
talk about athleticism. We're talking about player. There's no Mike. We got LeBron. There's no LeBron.
There is a LeBron.
No, there's no LeBron. And then
I'm watching LeBron. We have a Wemby. There's a Wemby that's existing today. He's everything that we ever thought.
All you need is one per generation.
Wemby ain't LeBron.
But listen, that's exactly what I'm saying. Look, this is where I'm putting Steph at. You know how people compare people. He's the next LeBron James. Cap. There will never be no next LeBron James. There will never be no next Michael Jordan. There will never be no next Steph. Add Steph to that.
I'm fine with
it.
But
yeah,
that's all I'm saying. For reference, after 9 seasons in the NBA, Steph had made 2,129 threes.
It's almost a decade.
That's amazing. Buddy Hield is in his 9th season and has made 2,073.
But Mars, here's the thing.
And Buddy Hield isn't close to Steph, but the number is comparable. And his 9th season isn't even over yet. So Buddy Hield after 9 years might have more threes made.
And that's cool. But what are you finna do from 9 or from year 10
But that's my point.
20?
That's my point. And Buddy Hield sucks. He can match Steph after 9 years. So imagine a player
as a shooter. No, you can say as a basketball player, but as a shooter, no.
So imagine someone who is good enough to play 30 minutes a game, who is good enough to come into the league at 19 instead of 23 like Buddy Hield did. Now imagine that. So you get longevity because you come in 4 years earlier. You're a good basketball player, so you can play more minutes, and you're not a liability on the court if you're not shooting the ball. Imagine that player.
Steph.
But see that's the thing I do, Mars.
Imagine that player comes along.
You describing a hell of a player.
Just in terms of sheer volume, they might be able to get to where Steph got to. That's all I'm saying. They're not going to be a better shooter than Steph just because they have more threes made than Steph. I'm not saying that. But in terms of the logistics of getting to that record, yes, I think it's entirely possible. That's all I'm saying.
It's a difference between.
Obviously, anything is possible. Anything is possible. It's not probable, but anything is possible.
I just went down Steph's whole career in the threes that he's made. First off, I do want to say this dude is shooting 47% on his career or 9 attempts per game, which is just
47.
47?
47
from the field, maybe from 3.
From the field.
Oh, that is from the field. My bad.
Yeah, 42 from 3 on 9 attempts.
Hey, all right, 42. My bad, 42. But on 9 attempts,
big difference.
Ridiculous.
Big difference.
It is a big difference. It is a big difference. But 42 is still ridiculous on 9 attempts. But here's the thing. So I took Steph's first year out, which was 166. I took his second year out, which was 151. I took the year he got injured, the first time he got injured, 55 threes, took that out, and took the other year he got injured where he only made 12 threes, and I took that out. Steph is still at 3,573. And keep in mind, this year he's at 210 and still counting. And I also want to throw out last year, 357 threes that he made was the second most in his career in year what? I was 16 last year.
He made 3,000. He's made 3,500 threes in 12 seasons. Is what you just said.
Basically, what I'm saying.
3,500 threes in 12 years.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. He's led the league in threes made. I want to say like 8 times. And the only times he didn't was either years he didn't play the full season because he got hurt, or because James Harden decided to shoot 13 threes a game. Those are the only times he didn't do it. So, yeah, like I keep saying, I don't think in singular season volume. I don't know if we're going 400. I have a strong case. I have a strong belief that no one's probably going to hit 400. But in terms of cumulative volume, solely because Steph Curry the first few years I do think it's possible that someone eventually will get to that point. But I'm also not willing to die on the hill. Someone's going to catch Steph Curry. Like, I don't think that's going to make them the better shooter. It's like, I don't think LeBron breaking Kareem's record made him the best scorer ever. Like, I think he has a strong argument, but I don't think it took to him to pass Kareem for that to be the argument. I don't think Kareem having the record made him the best scorer ever. So, like, I don't think having the most ever at something makes you the best at it. But I do think at some point, someone will come along who's better than Steph at shooting. The same way I think there'll be someone who comes along who might be a better athlete than LeBron, or there might be someone who comes along who's a better passer than Magic, etc., etc. I just think as time goes on, those things will happen.
Wait, Morris. So the most to make the best. Does Ray still have action?
Might be serious. Them Ray conversations died like a decade ago.
I'll leave it alone for the sake of time.
I don't think you actually believe Ray's a better shooter than Steph. I don't think you believe that, especially not anymore.
I think that I don't. The separation between Steph and other shooters is him being able to crack a 25-footer accurately off the bounce. Like, nobody can do that. Like,
Dame can do that.
I don't think you have to do that.
He's a better off the dribble 25-foot 3-point shooter than anyone else that's ever existed. Damian Lillard, 100%.
25 plus, yes, better than Dame. Better than Steph
off the dribble.
I think Steph is the best shooter ever. I think Steph is the best shooter ever. But that does not mean I think he's the best at every subsection of shooting.
No,
there is no comparison.
And I feel the same way.
If you ask me who has the best range in NBA history, is Dame to me. Like, Dame has the deepest range in NBA history, in my opinion.
Yeah, Dame is the best off the dribble deep 3-point shooter ever, over Steph, including Steph.
What are you basing that on?
Like, what years of they track this stuff too. Like, he literally is like the GOAT cross half court, step, dribble to the side, to the right, to the left, dribble into it off a screen or just into an open court.
Curry does that too.
What do you mean it's not true? No, I didn't
say that's not true. I said Curry does that too, and Curry does that.
He's never hit. He's never done it at the volume. He's never done it at the volume that Dame has.
That's why I think.
I don't think he wants to though, Swiper.
No, that's fine. But I'm telling him objectively, like, it's Dame. Like, Dame is the definition of that. Like, that's why Dame is not going to get the historical credit for what he's done. But it's him. He is him.
He can. If we show him enough love, he can. It can start right here.
He can get that. I'm not going to argue that because Dame can absolutely shoot it off the bounce. I think Curry is better, deeper than Curry.
Because that's not even
Steph Curry.
Because you've even seen games. You've seen games where Damian Lillard has done that multiple times. Like you also
seen games when Steph Curry has done
Swiper, for your argument purposes, I get what you're saying about Dame doing it, but also I would argue, like, for Chill's point, you haven't seen games with Steph just doing it and bricking. Like, when he does it, he damn near makes it. Like, so like, you seen volume from Dame, you haven't seen as much volume from Steph, like as much as Dame does it. So, like, that's what I'm saying. So you can't say that Dame is better from deep than Steph Curry because Dame does it a lot more.
I can't say it though. I'm saying that because I'm telling y'all, we've literally have done this before. Like, Trae Young is also one of the best at it ever. It's Dame, Steph, and Trae, who are generational in terms of crossing the half court line and being able to execute a 3-point shot from distance. Those are the three best ever. I said Trae.
These are the three guys. I'm with you.
I thought you were talking about. I didn't hear Steph.
Yeah, I'm saying that Dame is the one though that truly turned up the volume and then the accuracy to be able to hit that consistently. Like, we've been tracking this really. Could remember Dame started doing that like 20. I would say 16, 17, 18. Like, I think Steph was the one that, like, for the rest of the league was like, damn, we can start hitting deep 3-pointers now. But then what happened is Dame was like, bet. Now I'm going to start dribbling into it off of screens, and I'm going to hit you from 30 feet out within the context of a game, or let alone to close a game. Like, Dame was the one that really started taking it over the top with that. He just played in Portland, and no one cared. He wasn't winning anything.
And Curry was doing that too. And not only was Curry doing that, he played in Golden State where nobody cared until he started doing it. Nobody cared about what was going on in Golden State until Curry got up there. People couldn't care less what was going on with him. And to Ox's point, when Ox talked about, I mean, the game changing, we literally just had a conversation yesterday that the game's changed from 2019 to today. Literally, that the game has changed. It's not the same game. In fact, Swiper just told me that from 23 the game has changed. So with that, Even if we do have guys coming in that are shooting more threes, you still have to sustain that. Mars, Steph Curry shot almost 900 threes last year. Last year alone. And at 35 years old, he shot almost 900 threes. Just
and
last
did it
year
at
40%.
Alone.
Yeah,
just last year alone. And to your point, you talked
year.
about him. You talked about him. I think he's led the league in attempts 7 or 8 times. At minimum, he's shooting 600 threes a game. Like, that's primarily his game. And with the accuracy that he shoots at, not only with the accuracy he shoots at, to Swiper's point, talking about off the bounce, Steph Curry was clutch player of the year. He wasn't clutch player of the year just because it was catch and shoot. He was clutch player of the year because it was clutch player of the year.
Last year, right? Or the year before?
I think it was 2 years ago.
No, that was Fox won 2 years ago.
Foxy won it.
Steph won it. Steph won it.
Did he win last year?
He won it last season.
Then it was last season.
That's what I thought. Last season. Steph won it last season.
Yeah, you're one. Yeah.
So with that being said, he's not just catching and shooting. I think that I think when I think about a long ball shooter, I think about what separates you. Kind of like a big man. Ox, you shoot the jump hook. Another 6'9" guy shoots the jump hook. Well, why is your jump hook more effective than this guy's jump hook? Well, maybe it's your body. It's how you separate yourself from him. How your offhand is keeping him away from you. When you put the ball on the floor and you bump him, how much separation do you get from him? When I think about a long ball shooter in Curry, well, how much separation do you get? How good are you with the peel off the bounce? How quick is your release? What kind of shots do you shoot? And when I think about Steph Curry, bad shots for other people are good shots for Steph Curry.
That's a fact.
And the reason, and the reason why they're good shots for Steph Curry, because they go in. And
Chill,
for a guy
Chill, I want you to come back to that too, because I was just basing on what your point is. You also have to remember, for anybody to even break Steph Curry's record, so many things have to go right. Correct. Like, you have to be a guy that they allow to shoot as much as Steph in the game, which is rare, number one. Number two, you have to, like,
essentially, you got to be a superstar or a
star.
You
got to be a superstar. And your superstar specialty, like, how many people's superstar specialty has been shooting like Steph's? Like, that's his specialty. How many people?
Like that.
Usually they specialty be getting to the basket. They can post up. They got an all-around game. Steph is, I mean, maybe I could be wrong. Somebody gonna tell me. But my specialty is what I do when I shoot that basketball.
Dale Ellis.
Like, you say who else has
Dale Ellis wasn't a superstar. Dale Ellis
Dame
was
Lillard.
a superstar.
Yeah, Dame Lillard.
Dame superstar. Dame had an all-around game when he first came to Portland. He was all around.
No, I know, but Dame
dunking on people. Steph don't be dunking on people.
His specialty was a shot, though. Dame's specialty, but even with that being said,
that was part of his game, Ron. That was just part of his game.
Yeah,
I mean, I hate to break it to y'all. 3-point shooting's part of Steph's games too. Like, let's not act like Steph doesn't get to the mid range. Let's not act like Steph doesn't have floaters and can finish. And let's not act like Steph doesn't pass the shit out the ball too. Let's not act like that.
Steph was one of the. That's where this whole, like, I remember there was this whole narrative about Steph for like 2 years that he didn't have like a dribble package. Like, Steph had one of the best handle packages in the NBA for years, and he was breaking people down off the dribble and getting to the rim. Steph was one of the best finishing guards we have ever seen, like, for years in his prime.
I don't think so, Swiper. Not the best.
This is what I'm trying to understand. If I know something factually, and then you are telling me that it's not true, I know he is, because the volume and then the accuracy in which Steph was finishing at the rim was literally like Kyrie, Steph, and other guards that are elite above the rim.
We had that conversation. Jordan, before you got on the show. Jordan, before you got on the show, we actually had a conversation about Steph being one of the better guard finishers in the game. We had that conversation.
Okay, as far as volume, what is the volume for his finishing?
Well, he's clearly not shooting
compared
one
to everybody else.
No,
I'm saying compared to everybody else, like compared to the best guard finishers in the NBA or in history. What is his volume of finishing at the rim?
Well, he doesn't get to the rim as much as Kyrie Irving does.
No, how can he be one of the best guard finishers at the rim?
Yo, Jordan, like, so coming through the 20 teens, you had obviously Kyrie. Right. Kyrie's kind of in a class of his own. Russell Westbrook. You had the Russell Westbrook and Derrick Rose. Outside of that, I don't think it's too many guards that you could just say is a better finisher.
So let me just read this off. So for several, so this is for Steph. This is just for Steph during his prime. So over the course of his prime, Steph shot starting 13-14 when he started getting MVPs and All-Stars. So he shot from the rim 63%, 69%, 70%, 64, 67, 65, 71, 66 over the course of his prime. And then over that course of that same time span, over I'm getting Jordan. Hush. I'm trying to read it to you. So 14% of his shot volume, then 19, 23, 22, 18, 14, 21. Now, for a guard that is primarily a three-point shooter, as you tell it, that is great volume for a dude that's literally holding the defense back at half court, and then I'm getting to the basket. So basically, out of every 10 possessions that I'm playing, I'm finishing at the rim at damn near 65, 70%. Like, that's
relative to who, though?
Relative to John Wall, relative to Russell Westbrook, relative to
okay, but say theirs. Don't just say Steph's in a singular point and then
wait. We're not arguing, Jordan, that he's better. We're not arguing that he's better than him.
Arguing that either.
What we're saying is that he is one of the better guard finishers in the game. And even though Steph Curry's relative to the guys that we just talked about.
Okay, so listen. Okay. So when y'all say that, let's bring up the guys in the era and give up that same statistics. The Swiper only gave Steph statistics. That's like saying this guy's the best shooter because his percentage is blah, 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 blah. And then we go and look, and he only shooting 2 threes a game.
Okay, well, he just talked about where these guys, where Steph Curry is. We've seen John Wall get to the rim. We've seen Rondo get to the rim. We've seen Kyrie Irving get to the rim. We've seen Chris Paul.
How many years did John Wall finish above 67% from the rim?
I don't know, but I'm asking you, Swiper.
None.
Okay, not Swiper. One. Talk about his Swiper. This is my thing. This is the problem.
Sure.
I have when you bring up stats.
There's no problem. If you want information, then you can ask for it. So John Wall, 30%, 27%, 28%, 29%, 38%, 31%, 37%, and on none of those years did he shoot above 67, 68%.
Swiper, none of those years did Steph shoot 38% of his shot dive.
Neither did John
at
Wall.
The rim.
Neither did John
You
Wall.
just say he did. So what?
20,
all right, never mind.
10% is quite a bit of a difference.
But
Swiper, what is the volume between Steph at the rim and John Wall's at the rim? You never answered the question.
Move on from this conversation. I really don't. I didn't even know this was a debate that like Steph is not one of the best finishers ever.
He was definitely
look, this is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You brought up a point. I challenged your point, and now you want to move on because you didn't give us all the facts. Because it's not worth debating.
This has already been proven. I'm not even like there's nothing else to get into.
I don't get it. If you don't think so, that's
fine. We can just move on.
I'm asking
not even worth talking about.
Swiper, you got the stats. You said Steph is one of the best finishers in the league, and only brought
doing that again. If you
just did it for Steph.
If you're the one that wants to learn, go learn yourself. Pull up basketball reference.
It's not about me learning. I'm just challenging your
or you can go to NBA.com.
I'm just challenging your point because I don't believe what you're saying. That's what I'm doing.
It will tell you what they finished at the rim or in the mid-range, restricted area, or mid-range. Like you can just.
He's a runner.
Just challenging your point
whether Steph was one of the better finishers, guard finishers,
relative to the. And I asked about the volume. He only brought up Steph's volume and said it was fantastic. He said Steph was 19, 23. Yes, and John Wall volume was a lot higher.
Yes, and still not as good of a finisher, but he was an elite finisher too. I'm agreeing with you.
But Kyrie, because his volume was higher,
doesn't get to the rim as high as some of these other people either. But you would never contest that he's not one of the best finishers ever.
One of the main reasons why John Wall gets to the rim as much because he wasn't the shooter that Steph Curry was. But I'm arguing two different things. I'm not arguing Steph.
Okay, all right. This is what I'm talking about when I try to challenge people on their points now.
No. I want you to stay right. I want you to stay right there, Jordan, because again, we've argued in the past about Steph Curry being one of the better finishers in the game and him getting to the rim.
I always say relative to who?
Yeah, and it's relative to the players that he played against: Chris Paul, John Wall, Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, Derrick Rose, all the elite guards in the game. Steph Curry is one of the best guard finishers at the game. Is he the best guard finisher in the game? I'm not arguing that. No, but relative to these guys, watching him play, his ability to handle the ball and get to the rim, get in ones and such, he is one of the better guard finishers in the game. I've seen that countless times.
And just for context, so Steph Curry, in that 15-16 year chill,
sure,
Steph Curry hit 402 threes. That very same year, Steph Curry at the rim had 400 field goals and shot 66% at the rim.
Now, Jordan's rebuttal to that is going to be relative to
where does that rank? Where does that rank in the NBA?
Okay, of course. Jordan,
asinine, like 400.
Where does that? Okay, but Swiper, where does that rank in the NBA?
What about John
like, that's
Wall?
my
What about
fellas? I don't get that. I don't get how you only bring up one person's stats and says that's so great, but you don't have nothing compared to.
Well, here's the difference, though, Jordan. It's not my job to argue for this guy. If I'm arguing for this guy, that's not my job to argue for the other guy.
15,
no,
15,
I'm about to move
16,
the goalposts. We are still in Steph's end zone, but I'm about to move the goalposts. And the only thing I want to throw this out there. Every single year that Steph has led the league
in threes,
in 3-point attempts, he's led the league in 3-pointers made. And so right now we have a very tight race between Steph.
So league average is 62% that year. So
Steph, Jason Tatum, Tyler Hero, Malik Beasley, and Anthony Edwards. Right now, Ant leads the league in field goal attempts with 587. Jason Tatum is second with 566. Steph is third with 561. So I want to monitor how close Steph can get to, or if he does end up shooting the most threes. As of right now, Anthony Edwards has made 16 more threes than him.
Now, Miles, I know that Miles, I know that you brought up Anthony Edwards in terms of him being the 3-point shooter that he is. Is Anthony Edwards showing me this season that he can shoot the three? Is that going to be his game moving forward, or is he going to just add that to his game just to show that he can do it, and then like next season maybe back off of that and do something else, like maybe put some more of it. Maybe we'll see more of his mid-range game. Maybe we'll see him get into the basket. Maybe we might see him on the box a little bit more, and maybe his 3-point volume will go down. I know that we live in a long ball league, and I know that in order to survive or to be an elite player as a guard, you have to be able to shoot the long ball. What I'm wondering with a guy like Anthony Edwards, is this his game, or is this just him showing that I can do this, but this other stuff is really my game?
I mean, as long as he's shooting 40% from three, I have no problem with how many he takes. Now, do I think he has to add that mid-range and that post-game could help? Yes. I also think based on the roster around him, I think the 3-point shot was more important for this season. But I think I wouldn't be surprised if his volume goes down to like maybe 8 attempts a game as he gets a better spaced roster and he's able to get downhill more. His game is always going to be downhill first. Right. I think that's fair to say. But as presently constructed, he just had to find ways to be effective, and that was the 3. So I think when you put ample spacing around Ant, it will be downhill first, and then he can also shoot the 3. So I expect the volume to go down, but not substantially. I don't think he's going to go down to like 6 threes a game. I think most superstars at this point, superstar offensive players, especially perimeter players, they're going to shoot 8+ threes a game. I think that's just what's going to happen as the game continues to go in this direction. I don't think you're going to find Kevin Durant who are shooting 5-6 threes a game and they're 40% shooters. I think most of them are going to shoot 7, 8, 9, 10 threes. So that's why I just expect to go forward. Also, in my research, while you guys were debating finishing for some reason, Damian Lillard from beyond 30 feet shoots a slightly better percentage than Steph Curry. Like it's negligible. It's barely any difference. But he does shoot more.
So like 35, it's like 35.6 to like 34.
No, it's literally, if you were to do rounding, they both shoot 33%. It's just you round down for Damian Lillard and you round up for Steph Curry.
So that's around the same. Sure.
Basically the same percentage. The difference is Dame shoots more of them.
Right.
But that's also not that big of a gap. But so I guess based on numbers, you could go either way with it, is what I'm saying. You could go.
All right, y'all. Before we change topics, I just want to leave.
Thanks for bringing it up, Mars.
I want to leave all of you guys with this, especially everybody in the chat. I want to leave you guys with this. With Steph Curry. Hold on. Let me zoom in on this. Let me zoom in.
What do you have, Ron?
Players with 9+ 3-pointers. Hey, 3-point field goals made in a single game. You got CJ McCollum with 3. You got J.R. Smith and Anthony Simons with 5. You got James Harden with 9. Of course, it's not a 3-point list if Klay Thompson's not on there with 12. You got Damian Lillard with 14. And then you got a guy named Chef Wardell Curry with 45.
I think over the last 5 years, he's averaging 11 attempts a game. Over the last 4 or 5 years, I think he's averaging 11 attempts a game. And a guy who shoots relatively 40+% at the long ball line to average, I mean, 11 attempts a game and make 4 of them on average, that's ridiculously impressive for a guy like him. And I thought Ron and I were actually watching this game last night on playback. I thought he was going for 60.
Chill, we weren't watching that game. We were watching the Bucks and Nuggets game.
And then we got wrapped up in that. Yes. Yes. What happened, Ox, was we was in the spot and we were supposed to go to another spot, but we ended up staying at this spot. Like, no, we can't leave here. This is the spot right here where we at.
Yeah, I seen you.
Spot across town, but nah, we're gonna stay right here. This is where the spot.
Yeah, I was in and out. I seen you. I don't blame you. I ought to stay too.
Yeah, we gonna hang out here for a little bit. Nah, we ain't going nowhere. We'll hang out right here.
And y'all hang out too, and y'all don't go nowhere because I got something special to tell you guys here on this lovely Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a beautiful app called PrizePicks. And here you can run your game, control your game, and win your game. And you can ultimately get $50 instantly in promo funds when you use promo code PANEL once you play $5. Play $5, get 50 back instantly. The math is math, and to me, that sounds like a nice little proposition for everybody. Speaking of props, you can see the LeBron James prop right there on the screen, 25.5 points. You can see the Nikola Jokic prop on the screen, 47.5 PRA. Well, that's essentially how you play PrizePicks. They will give you player props, and you choose 2 or more player props in the sport that you like. Yes, they don't just have basketball. They have football, baseball, soccer, etc., etc., etc. And you choose the 2 players you like in the sports that you like, and you essentially just choose more or less on those player props. And after that, you submit your contest, and after that, you have an opportunity to win your contest. And it's so easy that Big Ox is going to show us how to do it right now. Oh, wait. Big Ox, yesterday, you did the contest, right? No, 2 days ago.
It was Wednesday.
2 days ago?
Uh-huh.
Well,
you got a follow-up question to that? What?
I'm just saying it didn't hit.
All right.
Neither did yesterday's, but
I know France hit last night. Got that layup at the end. Saved me.
And getting ejected was really sold us, even though Luka didn't hit his either, but and sold us.
But I told you Luka wasn't going to hit his.
Ron, how you gonna say and getting ejected really sold us, even though Luka didn't hit his? Both of them sold.
Yeah, so that game just sold us. So say that the game sold us.
He just blame it on Ant.
Here's the thing, though, fellas. We're on playback tonight. The Knicks versus the Grizzlies. We're on the main stage, so you guys know how we do that. That means that everything that we do has to be centered around that game here on PrizePicks, so we can parlay watch. So y'all download the app and y'all parlay watch with us. But let's go ahead and get into it. How you rocking, Ox?
I'll kick this off for us, y'all. Go with the Knicks.
No OG tonight?
Maybe. OG playing, right?
What?
Or he's
he playing.
Okay, man.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one person who never sells me, and that's OG. He might have sold me once.
Yeah, do the demon.
Yeah, go with the demon.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah, go with it. Yeah, that's easy.
Yep.
You see, we done lost this shit already.
What? OG never sells us, Ron. What are you talking about?
Thought I Mikal 3 3s on there.
Mikal 3 3s
as a group.
Is that what you want? That's for you, Ron?
No, that's a group pick.
I'm not mad at that pick. You saying that like that's not crazy.
I'm making a proposition for the group.
I'll take OG off and take that 3 3s from Mikal. That's how much I believe in it.
Just throw it on there. Throw it on there.
It just went away. Why did it do that?
Because now they raising it to 4. Come on, PrizePicks. Y'all don't gotta do us like that. But what you rocking with, Chill?
I got there's 2 things that I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about let me take a look at what Cat's PRA looks like. Cat's PRA 40.5. I actually like that because I think he cleans glass tonight.
Let's look at the demon.
Yeah, he goes up against Jaren Jackson. I think he cleans
60?
glass tonight. 49.5. That's 25, 15. No, he's not doing that. That means.
I mean, you could just take the demon rebounds if you're that confident he'll get rebounds.
I think he's cleaning glass tonight, but these
nah,
I ain't doing that.
Take that 40.5. Listen,
they really don't respect Jaren. That's
I'll take the Ron. I'll take the. Wait a minute before we do that. Can I take a look at what Jalen Brunson? Because Jalen Brunson makes a beeline to Ja's ass when he sees him. Yes, he does. So let me see.
Everyone just be going at Ja.
Let me see.
Does it now. Jalen Brunson.
So
does it.
what is that? 35. Go up a little bit higher, Ox. Go up. No. Go up a little bit because I see. I think it's PRA is 34.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the more on that.
That's a goblin.
That's his pass. That's his points and assists is 34.5.
No, right.
The goblin PRA. You want the goblin PRA, Chill?
What's the is there a demon PRA?
49 in that.
Damn.
No, I don't think he gets that
from
busy.
34 to 50.
Yeah, I don't think he gets that busy.
We gotta find middle ground. We need
I'm gonna take Brunson on I'm gonna take Brunson more. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, sir.
We do gotta get a Memphis pick in here, y'all.
Shout out. Oh, it's coming. Hey. Jordan, what Charles Barkley say?
Them young boys is coming.
Damn right. Hey, you goddamn right. Type in Jaren. Actually, just type in Jaren. We rocking with Jaren tonight. He's gonna show y'all he deserves to be in that MVP conversation. What's the demon?
Yeah, everyone deserves to be in the MVP conversation.
Not everybody.
Yo,
6 rebounds. I'm taking the less. 6 rebounds. Take the less, Ron.
What's to start pushing Evan Mobley, MVP propaganda soon? Just let him keep people.
That's on his 6 player.
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay,
I'm doing
this boy better get more than 6 rebounds.
He had 3 the other night.
Go to the PRA.
He had 3.
Yeah, 3 the other night against Evan Mobley. He had 3 of them. 3 rebounds against Cleveland.
Actually, just go to the points. We ain't even finna play with this boy rebounds and assists. Just give me more than that. You can see what the demon is if you want.
No, that's cool.
All right, cool. And Mars?
3 rebounds.
Yeah, can I just see what's going on with the game? Like, can I just see what's available to me?
Okay. This is the best I could do for you right here, Mars.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it won't have all of them though.
This doesn't show you anything.
No, that's cool. We Jalen Wells. There we go. Jalen Wells gonna score 11. The Knicks are the Knicks are so bad at defending spot up threes. Yeah, he gonna get some open. He gonna get some open ones. He gonna give me 11 tonight.
Okay, no doubt.
All right. Well, as you can see, 20 turns into 520. And 10 turns into 260. So that's how we gonna rock. Jaren Jackson Jr., 22.5 points, Mo. Jalen Brunson, 34.5 PRA, more. Mikal Bridges, we need 3 threes from you tonight. That is a demon pick. Thank you. And OG Anunoby, demon PRA, 29.5, more. And that's how we rocking tonight, y'all. Thank you. Come again. Jordan, one more time.
Yep. Them young boys is coming.
All right. We're going to go ahead and change gears. We talked about Steph Curry, but there were some other games last night. Before we get into the Lakers and the masterclass LeBron put up, before we get into the MVP duel, I do want to show Zion Williamson a little bit of love because he got his first triple-double last night, and he looked amazing, y'all. 27 points, 11 assists, and 10 rebounds. Thoughts on this?
Congratulations.
He should be playing with the ball. Like we can't have him playing off the ball. He should be their primary ball handler. He's the most effective with the ball, getting downhill. Like you can't put him in a dunker spot, especially on offense. You can't put him in a dunker spot. You can't put him on the wing as a catch and shoot guy. He needs the basketball in his hands more than anything. And I think CJ, any of those guys should, and wherever he ends up playing, he needs the ball in his hands more than any of those guys. I think that's where he's the most effective, when he has the ball in his hands.
Why can't you put him in a dunker spot?
Because I don't think that with him being in a dunker spot, you maximizing who he is. Because when you taking him off the ball, now you asking other guys like CJ, you asking other guys like that to make plays for him. I think he's more effective with the ball, making plays for them.
I think it comes down to versatility. You want to be able to do both. You don't want to have Zion on the ball all game because then defenses can load up, show different looks. But if you can have him on and off the ball, I think that's probably what maximizes him the most. But in general, yeah, I do think Zion he's ridiculous. Like,
bro, he be shooting too good of a percentage for like the points he be putting up, and like as much contact as he takes, bro. His percentage is too damn good, bro.
He be getting like. If they officiated Zion to like the letter of the law, like
it'd be like Shaq.
This is a foul. This isn't a foul.
Yeah,
we just call every actual foul. He would shoot 18 free throws a game.
It'd be like Shaq. Yeah. That's what he would be like.
Like they allow so much to happen to Zion on drives and just going downhill. Like, it's ridiculous. He doesn't like.
Yeah, he's supposed to be shooting like he's supposed to be shooting 20 free throws a game, Mars.
It's ridiculous how much he's getting just down there. But yeah, he's amazing. I don't know what to like. I understand people's concerns with the health and stuff, but if you just look at Zion for how good he is at the game of basketball, there's not many better than him. He's ridiculous.
I'm on record saying if I could have gotten 5 years of health from him, like if I could get 5 years of health from him and put him in a situation where he can thrive, like we'd be talking about him as one of the better players in the game. We 100% would be talking about him like that. Like we talk about the best players in the game, we'd be talking about him like that too.
He looks in good shape right now.
Yeah, chill, buddy. Only 24.
In great shape.
Hey, we might get a 24 to 29 year stretch from him.
Imagine if this fool would have stayed off the Mountain Dew, po' boys, and gumbo.
Is it Zion talking about?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay,
bro, what's wrong with Mountain Dew?
Not gifted. I'm just saying though, like if this fool would have started off the Mountain Dew, po' boys, and gumbo, we could have been getting this consistently.
Listen, I have been on the record. First off, good morning or afternoon to everyone. Hope y'all doing great. Hope you're doing great. I've been saying this about Zion for a long time, man. I watched almost. Hey, listen, shout out Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Santi Aldama Vorp. Is better than K a couple years ago. I'm gonna let that go. But anyway, I gotta say, man, I like Zion is playing some of his best basketball. I still think his sophomore season is one of the best seasons he's had, period. But in terms of just comfortable, mature basketball, he's right there. Trey Murphy is there too. Like I keep telling people, their season is over to me. I think they've lost way too many games to like actually make a run. But the impact of them being able to be that team that can take wins off of you matters still. That was embarrassing from the Suns last night. And seeing Budenholzer take KD out, KD got so mad because he's trying to get to a spot. Why is Plumlee popping out for three when like no one's gonna guard him? Like, man, I don't know. It was great basketball last night.
The Suns are cooked. We don't care about the Suns. That's
they're done.
But Zion, on the other hand,
Zion's been great, right, Mars?
He's making Pelican. Like, this is the thing. When you got trash teams, like, and I feel like no one watches them. I want to watch them. Some teams are just tough to watch because there's no one like worth my time watching.
They're fun to watch.
The Pels are cool. Like, you got Trey Murphy, he nice. You got Yves Missi, you got Zion. Like, the team's not great, but Zion makes these games worthwhile because I'm just watching a freak of nature just get downhill.
Be a demon.
One of the craziest first steps for someone his size I ever seen. And you know he's going left.
Like, and you can't stop it. And you cannot stop it.
So strong, you can't cut him off. And then if you do cut him off, he goes right to finish left anyway. Like, it's just there's nothing you can do. Like, this combination of speed, size, and strength with like explosion and then second jump and then touch around the rim. I don't know if I've seen anything like it. It's ridiculous. So Zion's great. And then the passing is also like just so impactful. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, Zion, you need to stretch big around him because of the spacing. But like, you can play him next to a vertical spacing big because he draws so much attention at the rim and he's so comfortable making lay down passes. That if you cut off the help he's drawing, he can just find you for a dunk anyway. Like, he can play next to non-shooting bigs just fine because of how good of a passer he is and how much attention he draws. So I don't think he really limits your roster construction that much. And he's having one of his better defensive seasons. He's not a great defender, but he's having one of his better ones. So that helps. Basically, I think Zion's one of the best players in the sport. That's really what I'm saying. I mean,
everything you said is why I never gave up on Zion right there. Like his impact when he's right is still there. The only problem is, like, can he stay healthy? Can he like have a sustained run of this greatness? But it's still in there, bro. He's still a very good basketball player when he plays.
Yeah, at the top of my basketball wish list for next season.
Okay.
I need 82 is crazy. Damn, they're asking for 70 is crazy.
I need like 63.
65.
Just enough to make him eligible for the awards.
60, Zion, I need 65. Please. And
I'm just praying for 60, honestly, Rob. Like, I
just want to see him in the postseason. I don't play 2 games.
That part. Yeah.
He played 70 last year, though.
And then got hurt in the playing game. Like, I want to just see him.
That was so unfortunate, bro.
That was a conspiracy too, by the way.
Like, I want to see Zion in the playoffs.
Okay.
That's all it is. Because every time he comes back, it's like, damn, like, I want to see this against playoff level coverages.
Absolutely.
Like he just flies through the air, and it's not like he's punching on everyone like everyone thought he would coming out of high school. He has some of the best touch I've ever seen for someone as athletic as he is.
He's
like the
so
flip shots and the floats. Like he's
not just a dunker. Like he actually has touch at the rim, which is why, like that's why to me he still has easily one of the best like overall efficiency seasons in the paint because of his ability to finish through contact, through three, and the fact that we know he's not really a shooter. And it does not matter. Like you still have to like guard up because if he gets ahead of steam, he's getting to the free throw line. He's just dangerous, man. He's a very dangerous offensive player still. For sure.
Like a bowling ball rolling.
Yes,
down,
Jill. Yes.
Rolling down the lane. Nobody can stay in front of him. As soon as he hits you with that body, there's really nothing that you can do once he hits you and getting to the rim. And these are big guys that he's going up against. It's not like, he's taking 6'6" guys. When he gets ahead of steam and he's getting to the rim, no matter who is in the lane, whether it's Giannis, doesn't matter. He's getting to the rim and he's finishing. So if I could get 5 to 7 years of health from him, I'm looking at an all-pro. No question about it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
That's not even a question, I don't think. Shout out to him making the 16-win Pelicans watchable. And then shout out to the Suns for being
awful.
Yeah, they
awful team.
We've had bad teams. If we're being fair, if we're being fair, we've had bad teams where they have guys that are watchable. I only watch the Spurs because of Wemby. I mean, if we being honest, I watched them because of Wemby.
And you only watch the Hawks because of who?
Dyson Daniels and Jalen Johnson. I watched them because of them
crazy,
two dudes.
Chill.
That's why I watched them two dudes.
Crazy.
Yes.
You don't see Trey. You
I already know who he is.
I'm not worried about
know who Trae Young is. I already know who Trae Young is as a player. The high flyer that Jalen Johnson is and the defender that Dyson Daniels is, how these two dudes play basketball, 100% I watched them because of them two dudes. Yes.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Yes, sir.
It was a game.
Yes, sir.
Before we do that, you guys make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe, make sure you become a member, and shout out to all of our Hall of Famers. You guys know who you guys are, and you know what you do, and you know why you were so special. And shout out to the Hall of Famers that come on to play back and hold things down with us. Salute to you guys. Before we get into this game between Jokic and Giannis, I got a few super chats that I got to knock
Bucks
down.
and the Nuggets, bro.
Between the Bucks and Giannis? That's basically
where he at? Ox, where he at, Ox? Where your man at right now? Where he at? Because is he with us?
Before we do that, now I'm with the super chats. Drink More Water said, these quote-unquote at the rim percentages don't tell the whole story. Golden State ran a lot of back cuts and was so well spaced. Steph got a lot of wide open layups, which boosted his rim percentage versus finishing through or over contact.
Well, I'm not going
to percentages never tell the full story.
No, they don't. But I'm not going to.
But is that a part of the story that we even need though? Like honestly, I mean that's just.
I can't remember. I mean, if the debate is who's the better finisher, I think it's relevant if your offense is manufacturing wide open layups for you.
Yes, but if I'm doing the work early to get open layups, that's a part of me being a better finisher.
And I'm not going to.
If I'm a better rebounder because I box out earlier, I'm still a better rebounder. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with that, but I mean, it was also a lot of Steph's layups and stuff. Like the reason he got back cuts is because teams were so afraid of him coming out to shoot, so they were top locking and stuff, and then he can back cut and stuff. Like, does his threat to shoot make him a better finisher, in your opinion?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not. That wasn't me saying, "Oh, you're wrong." That was just me trying to get engaged.
I don't know. Wait a minute, Mars.
Because that's how confident I am in that. Yes,
I don't know if it makes him a better finisher more than it gives him a better opportunity to finish. Now he still
makes him a more dangerous finisher, probably.
But still better opportunity to be better. If I can get better loans, that's gonna make me a better businessman. But why do I get better loans? Could it be because I put in the work to have my credit this way? You know what I mean? So I shouldn't get knocked for any of that stuff. Doing the work early, running the offense the way the offense is supposed to be ran, moving off the ball. I shouldn't get knocked or dinged for that.
Right.
It has a factor to it, but I just feel like that wasn't the argument. I think the argument was Steph was one of the best finishers in the league at that time, and that was the pushback.
All right, I got another super chat from Gandhi KV2. This is a members chat. He said Harden's ability to draw fouls is as good as Curry's 3.
No.
That's just pitiful.
I don't know. They did change the rules for James, so they might be cooking. They might be cooking.
I don't know if I want to call it a special weapon or a secret weapon.
They changed the rules for bro.
It's for sure a weapon. I mean, being able to draw fouls at the rate James
matters
is a weapon. Like I'm not like I understand the aesthetic appeal of foul baiting and grifting and stuff, but I'm gonna be honest. I've watched players try and draw fouls and they're unable to do it. Like it's a very obvious skill to have, and James Harden might be the best ever at it. I don't know if he is, but he might be. He don't do that better than Steph Curry shoots the ball. Like that's
right. I mean, Mars, you'll have
the most free throws in the season.
Coach got to tell you that. Like coaches will specifically tell you, like, yo, get to the free throw line. You know what I'm saying? Attack him. You know what I'm saying? Draw fouls, get contact. So you're 100% right. That it's a skill set, and it's it's needed sometimes. Scoring with the clock stopped is crucial in late game situations. If it's a close game, clutch moments, the meat and potatoes. If I can score when the clock stopped, I got action at winning this game. So drawing fouls is definitely a skill.
I mean, when the power chat says that it's just as good, to what aspect? Are we saying like it's more impactful to winning basketball? Are we saying it's more effective at you generating points? Like, what is the aspect he's saying it's better than? I'm trying to.
I don't know. The closest person to breaking Will Chamberlain record, of on the free throws, like drawing the fouls, is James Harden. So
attempted.
Yeah. So
wait, what?
I don't know. The closest person, the closest person any player has come to his record in years is James Harden, who attempted
free throw
58. Yeah.
And in a season.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's James Harden. So, I mean, Wilt was the biggest man in the league. They were fouling the hell out of him. James ain't the biggest man in the NBA.
Oh no, you mean in the NBA today? Jerry West got to 977.
It was a lot of flopping, though, Jordan.
Shout out to Jerry West.
A lot of flopping.
Hey, Jerry West is cooking, boy. That's crazy. But
yeah.
he wasn't 6'1" to 6'2".
Oh yeah, that's cap. But Will
is
Chamberlain shooting 1,300 free throws in a season.
1,300 free throws in a season?
Yeah.
You can't tell me that wasn't born. You can't tell me that wasn't born.
The closest modern player is MJ, 972. Him and Shaq, 972.
Okay.
So, shout out to MJ.
They was fouling Shaq. There was that hacking Shaq at that time, boy. Because
I don't know if that
some of
it was for sure.
I don't know if that count. I don't know if that count if you just foul his ass and say, bro, I don't want you to shoot it. Go to the free throw line.
MJ shot 12 free throws a game.
Oh my God.
In 1987. Yes, he did. 100%. He got to the stripe 12 times a game. He shot 12 free throws a game. And Bryant,
that's crazy.
5 straight years, 10 free throws a game for 5 straight years.
What's his name? Almost shot 12. James Harden shot 11.8. So that's almost 12. I mean,
which is crazy 12. Considering he was shooting 13 threes. And
yeah.
12 free throws.
That's so insane, I mean, it's the same thing, bro. I don't know, bro.
If you're gonna score a lot of points, you're gonna get a lot of free throws typically. Like the only exceptions really are like Steph and Jokic.
Pretty much.
Everyone else, you're gonna get a lot of free throws to score. I mean, Kyrie putting up 27s and stuff, shooting like 5 free throws a game. Everyone else, you're gonna get free throws. Like that's just
Kyrie. I was saying this on playback. Kyrie looked like the only one in the NBA don't really complain about fouls, bro. He be going to the basket and just
play for the most part.
Shot.
Yeah. He just be trying to finish the play.
But maybe they don't. Maybe they don't really be fouling him too, though. Like he do a lot of like jumping to the side.
He plays. I'm not gonna say he plays away from the contact, but he's definitely
he sheds the contact a lot.
He's trying to finish around contacts instead of
I don't think he tried to go through. I mean, he wouldn't last if he tried to go through it as much. Like
he's hard to foul.
He definitely hard.
Yeah, he's so elusive. He's hard to foul. He's elusive. It's hard.
He might shake you in the air. Like what the hell? Like Kyrie do some stuff. Just a little crazy in there, but
and now he jumped this way, he goes that way. Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
All right. Mitsuko said, I can't wait to hear Swiper whine and complain about Denver's loss while giving zero criticism to the real Tubbs. Maybe Rob needs to get on the phone so he can get on a treadmill and stop sightseeing.
Can we stop with the real quick? Can we stop with the Swiper with Denver? When they suck, Swiper comes up here and tells us that they suck. When they're bad,
does he ever come up and tell you that Jokic sucks?
Yes, he will. He did that. Yes.
Actually, no, I did hear. What game was it that he was trolling?
Yes,
Was it the Knicks game? Was it the Knicks
100% will. He'll tell us that.
Swiper criticized Jokic for the Knicks game. I saw it, and then
what y'all dudes want to do? Y'all dudes want to hear whatever it is that y'all want to hear. When they suck, Swiper will tell us that they suck. He said that too. I think the last time they lost, he was talking about how bad the action was, their ability to rebound. Swiper will. It's just because you guys don't want to. You guys want him to flame them. That's what you guys want him to do. You guys want him to completely flame them, and because he doesn't flame them like you want him to do, then he's always caping for the Denver Nuggets. That's just not true.
Well, I guess
they don't suck though. When's the last time they sucked?
They don't suck. I mean, I don't know if these
last night,
but I mean, it really sucked. I mean, they did have a bad performance all across the board, but they
just got that pressure put on them. That's all it was. They just got that pressure put on them.
MPJ was horrible.
Yeah, 5 for 22 is ridiculous. 5 for 22 is ridiculous.
It was a little rough for MPJ for sure. Yeah, that was bad.
He was 1 for 10 at one point. I think he finished what? 3.
Westbrook was pretty bad too, though.
He was 5 for 21, 22.
Yeah,
22.
5 for 22 last night. Awful, and they were living.
But they were still in the game though. So I mean, it's like that's a part of it. You know, you got to go through some stuff. They were still in the game. So I mean, I don't think they suck. They just miss a basketball. You're not gonna make every shot every game. Some games you own, some games.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have bad shooting. That's for sure. I just don't view Denver as a legitimate title contender. Personally,
sometimes the best player in the world just don't play no defense.
I see. Ox is funny. I know.
Ox is very funny.
Ox is funny as hell.
I know Ox was
the best player with the quotation.
I ain't know Ox was setting this up. And you know what's so crazy is how he said it too.
In a win.
It is. I mean, winning matters, bro. Regardless of what Matt tried to say,
it was just you saying winning matters. I was like, okay.
It does matter.
Hey, the way he set it up is crazy too. He looking. I mean, sometimes the best player in the world just don't play no defense.
I don't think Jokic was good defensively last night. I think that's a fair thing to say.
I also think Brook Lopez was too damn good though. Brook Lopez was too damn good last night, bro.
Yeah,
that's a part.
He had to after what he did against Houston. He had to be.
So that's so like factor that into why Denver lost. Like
Brook Lopez is like that, and it's been like that.
Ron, he got like 22 a game.
I mean, Ron,
wait,
don't let
Ron.
What do you mean, Brook Lopez is like
what?
If you give Brook Lopez shots, he will make you pay.
He's beating people off the dribble, Ron.
Brook Lopez can get off the dribble. I've seen Brook Lopez especially. Okay. So check this out. So
I've seen Brook Lopez beat someone off the dribble. Okay.
So hold on. So not today. Don't put your head down, Swiper. So why was he able to do it last night? Why was he able to do it last night? And I kept saying this throughout the whole playback last night. Why was he able to do it last night?
Why was a player able to beat someone off the dribble in one game?
No, it's not the one game. It's the matchup. It's the matchup.
Brook Lopez has averaged 13 points a game in the last 8 games versus Denver. So obviously yesterday was an outlier, but he played well. I don't even understand why this is a conversation. Because Ron is nasty and because he texted me last night talking about
because I think Brook Lopez is better than you guys give him credit for.
Every
22
time
and
you can't get cooked by somebody and be like, oh, well, every other game you only give us 13 points. So I bust your ass tonight.
I think that
22 and 13 is
because Jokic guarding.
No, I'm not saying. I said he's like that.
Great.
I didn't say this is who he is. I said he's like that.
He ain't like that.
You realize saying he's like that is saying that. No, wait.
Nothing Brook Lopez did last night.
Saying he's like that is saying that's who he is. You know that, right?
There was nothing Brook Lopez did last night that was extraordinary and was like, oh my God, Brook, I can't believe you did that.
Brook get into the rim from the 3-point line.
No, that was not. I've seen Brook do that.
Brook Lopez getting to the rim is not for regular stuff.
I've seen Brook do that so many times. Take 2 slow dribbles and go and dunk on somebody. I've seen him do that.
Can you look up what is Brook Lopez career? I mean, season high this year.
Brook was 1 of 6 from the 3-point line, and then he finished at the line. He was 7 of 8 from the free throw line yesterday. He got
not shot.
And a lot of this, and also just for context, because this is going to turn into a yap session because Ron's involved. Brook got fouled by multiple times by smaller players and was sent to the free throw line, which is why he had 22 points. But Brook played well in spots, but he also was getting. That's the thing. The Nuggets scored 68 paint points yesterday. They were dominating the Milwaukee Bucks, and they just missed every open shot imaginable. So again, if Michael Porter Jr. hits his shot yesterday, Ron's coming up here. It's not going to be the same energy at all. And so what I'm trying to understand is
Swiper, they were dominating.
Two of his shots.
Go ahead.
He took
How does that work?
shots. They win.
No, I'm gonna let you go. I just want to ask you a question. How are you dominating somebody, but then you just missed every shot?
So just for people to understand that didn't watch the game, because obviously Ron didn't watch the whole game. They literally had 4 missed free throws, 4 missed layups yesterday. Uncontested, 4 missed layups yesterday. They had at least 8 to 9 missed 3-pointers that were wide open, and 6 of them came from Michael Porter Jr., who's shooting, I want to say 44% of open threes this year.
48, actually.
Yeah. So like you add all that stuff up together, then obviously the game's gonna flip. The game didn't even flip when Giannis or Brooke were on the court. It was the second stint in the non-Jokic minutes.
Not third quarter.
AJ Green hit whatever reason, wide open 3-pointers, and they pushed the lead from 3 to 10. And then Joker came back in the game, and then they tried to stabilize. But at that point, nobody was making any shots. And that's what I say. Like, I get people have issues with like Joker's like defense and stuff like that, but they like were playing. Joker was the only one.
That ain't the reason why they lost.
Like he was the only one that played well for the entire game yesterday. Aaron Gordon sucked on both ends. Porter sucked on both ends. Murray,
so
I think.
How were they dominating the game? You literally just said they were dominating the game. You said they were dominating the game, but they just missed shots.
I know you're repeating.
And then you said Michael Porter played bad on defense.
And then you're making a statement.
Aaron Gordon played bad.
Do you want to answer to the question, or do you want to make a statement?
I asked you the question 3 times. You didn't answer it. You said they dominated the game, but they were missing shots. Where did they dominate at? Did Mike Malone dominate the coaching department?
If you score 68 paint points against one of the best interior defenses in the league, yeah, you pretty much dominated the game.
100%.
68 points is one of the most they've allowed the entire year, just to be clear. They had 32 fast break points yesterday. So basically on the 2 things that matter the most in basketball, which is scoring on the inside and dominating in fast break, they lit them up. The issue was they couldn't hit any open shots, period. They blanked. The Bucks could not guard them yesterday, and that comes from the POA defense all the way to Brooke and Giannis on the inside. They had no answer for what the Nuggets were doing yesterday. They legitimately missed every open shot you could imagine. And then Russ, who had a really good first stint.
I just don't have no answer and win the game.
What's up? What do you ask?
You can
why did Andre Jackson?
Wait, no. Hold on.
I didn't hear what he said.
I'm just curious to know how
Andre Jackson hurt.
How could you have no answer for them?
Oh no,
and win the game.
You cannot have an answer.
I just want to say trash.
That's pretty. I just laid that out. If you're unable to convert shots that are open within the flow of your offense throughout the entirety of the night, then yeah, you're going to lose those games more than likely. So if they won in second chance points, they won in transition points, they won in fast break points, the only thing that they lost in was the free throws. Now, the free throw thing is interesting for me because I'm trying to understand how you score 70 points in the paint and you also get to the line more than almost any other team in the league, but you only have 11 free throws last night. That's what I'm saying. Is the weird thing
because it was a lot of open layups and it was a lot of
because you got so many points in transition. Ain't no one fouling you.
Yeah,
so that's
sure,
why.
yeah. So I think all of that. Go ahead, Joe.
And don't leave out, Ron. Yesterday, you and I were complaining about Milwaukee shooting a lot of threes. They converted that in the second half last night. They got to the basket a lot more, which cut the lead that Denver had. And then with them getting to the basket more, now that ended up collapsing Denver's defense and getting guys like Joker, who, for all intents and purposes, was fouling way more than playing defense. That was nuts to me, that he was fouling way more than he was playing defense. And I found him out of position a lot of times on defense. That just wasn't good. Now, we saw that MPJ didn't have it going, and it looked like they basically said, okay, he doesn't have it going, 0 for 6, 1 for 7, 1 for 8. We're going to let him keep shooting all night. And they dared Russ to make shots. Russ, you have to make, of all the people out here that has to make shots, Russ, you have to make shots. They left Russ wide open more than once, more than twice. In fact, it looked like they were giving up the long ball line more than they were playing against, even though they had as many paint points, because I saw Strother twice in a row have a wide open look in the corner in two consecutive possessions.
Bro, they weren't guarding him. I'm like, what the hell? How you been leaving wide open?
Right.
I mean, that's what they're going to do.
Horrible yesterday.
Right. But it looked like that was part of the plan, to let them shoot threes, and we'll deal with the other stuff as it goes.
Strother hit back-to-back 3-pointers in transition because Giannis didn't close out to the corner on back-to-back possessions. And so that in transition. And so he got those 2 open looks. Russ and Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter Jr. There was a 3-minute stretch. Russ missed 3 threes. 2 of them he did not have to take, but he was, when Russ, he was in the point where he was like trying to make himself make a shot. And then obviously that doomed. And then Aaron Gordon had 2 missed threes. He had a missed layup, a missed dunk that he got blocked. And then Michael Porter Jr. had a missed layup. There was a 3-minute stretch where Jokic didn't touch the ball. He was the only one hitting any shots the entire night, and everybody else kept missing everything. So that's for me is where kind of I'm like did
Andre Jackson play?
No,
I mean,
he didn't.
Was he healthy?
I don't know. I have no idea why he didn't play. He didn't need to play.
He's trying to put him a bum for being out of rotation.
What? Chill. Was he hurt?
No, I saw him. I think I saw him in uniform over there.
Oh, so he trashed. Basically.
Yo, they got Kuzma and they got Kevin Porter.
Oh, so he trashed.
Basically,
no.
So
he's out of. Well, no. Like Doc literally came out and said that Andre Jackson Jr. is out of the rotation.
So he trashed. So chat.
Damn, Jordan. I mean,
I think why is this even a conversation?
Wait, no. That doesn't mean he's trash. That just means somebody better. Kuzma's better.
Yeah, I'm not trash. You are trash.
Andre Jackson plays.
I'm not trash. You are trash. That's what it is.
No.
So and this is like I said, like if we're
I don't suck, you suck. No, what are we doing that at? So what does that say? What does that say about me if I beat you out?
Receipts,
you suck?
That's all.
Is that what you're saying?
I mean, yeah, I can't get no minutes.
So if I beat you out and you suck, what does that mean? That means I'm really not that good. I just don't suck as bad as you do.
But I can't get no minutes. They brought Kevin Porter Jr. in, who Mars thinks sucks, and he
does
gets
Ajax suck.
KPJ been all right. So Cruz to be fair.
Thank you, Mars, because I'm a KPJ fan. But all I'm saying is, I told you at the beginning of the year, Andre Jackson trash. I kept saying that. I said, bro, it's no way he gonna play all year. Yo, you hating on him. You hating on him. Oh, another one. Last one, Ronnie. You can move on because you're the host. Where is Jaime Jaquez?
What does this got to do with the game that we're talking
about
currently?
Jordan loves victory lapping when he thinks he's right.
Hey,
and I can do the Jaime. It's funny.
Hey, where is Jaime Jaquez?
You know, he hasn't spoke about Dennis Schroeder once since he's been in Detroit because there's
not one time.
So like,
I said at the end of the year, I would admit. If I was
see,
right.
when
I'm willing to admit it.
Andre Jackson out the rotation for 2 games. Jordan victory lapping. Dennis Schroeder on his take being wrong. Nah, let me get to the end of the year. See?
Yeah, I gotta get to the end of the year on Dennis Schroeder, but I'm gonna give y'all that one. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm a man of my word. Derek White is in the league. 100%. It's like here and here.
He in the league.
It ain't you notice he ain't even on the screen.
But things can change though. Things can change.
He can change. You know that playoff because he might go crazy in the playoffs again. Facts. Hey, it is what it is. Now, Ron, go ahead, do your job. I just want to, because the chat be killing me, so I want to go ahead and fight back. Ain't nobody slapping me. It's cool. Let's go.
Are you still on that? Ain't nobody about to.
Ain't nobody slapping me.
All right, for sure. But Swipe and proceed. I think he was in the middle of a point.
No, there's nothing to proceed on. I mean, whatever y'all want to say about the game. I think. Whenever the Nuggets lose at this point, it becomes like a Joker laugh fest. So I think people are just waiting, but I don't know what they're waiting for.
This isn't about Joker though.
I don't think we.
No, I'm saying no. I think it's in general. Like it's just to me the energy is weird because it's like the Nuggets objectively yesterday they sucked and the players that needed to show up didn't show up, minus the one who's being dubbed the best player in the world. Like I think that's the point. That's where I've been stressing this all year. That's my frustration with Denver. It's like the way they built their roster, they have this level of incompetency around him that it's just the floor can drop so low where the team can do what they did yesterday. And I'm saying, but I've said this for a year now. I just don't. I'm having a historically great player like this, and then having a team that does this stuff. That's the thing that bothers me the most about the way Denver's situated. It's like this whole year has been. Joker is basically going out and having some of these one-man army games versus the Wizards versus the Bucks or whatever. And it's just like, who's going to come to the party? Maybe Porter, maybe Murray. Gordon, again, some of this is because his calf has been hurt all year. His brother obviously was killed in the summer, so he's been dealing with a lot. And I don't want to pile too much because there's things to the context to why he's not playing as well. But he's been grading out one of the worst defenders this year. That just can't happen. Like you cannot be in this role as Gifted knows where you have an offensively centered player, and you have to have like Draymond's and not Pools, but like Gary Payton Jr.'s and Clay. Like you have to do your job around said player. Jokic is not a good defender. We know this. And one of the things Joker does when he gets frustrated, because the two clips that Nathan, the Bucks content creator, put out when Jokic kind of watched Aaron Gordon get beat off the dribble, and then there was a dunk, and Jokic stared at him, and then Taurean Prince in the corner. That's because on 4 possessions, and between the one that happened before that and then that last one, nobody was exiting out doing their job. And so Joker obviously was pissed off because he's like, I'm doing everything over here, but then you're asking me to make up for all the stuff you're doing consistently. And so at that point, that's when Joker, when he gets like pissed off and frustrated with his team in those moments, that's where stuff like that happens. But I think for me, it's just like Murray and Porter and whatever, you're out there playing versus AJ Green and bench players.
So
and it's just like
Swiper. So when I do the same thing with Jason Tatum, who's available,
yes, the Nuggets sucked and then dominated on the interior of the game. Yes, I mean that's the they if you score 70 paint points versus the team, that's like you're dominating.
You should win. You should win. To be honest with you, but what I think the problem that we're having is when I do this with Jason Tatum, where when he's available and guys like Drew Holiday aren't very good, when guys like, and even though he may have a better supporting cast than what Joker has, but when guys like Drew Holiday aren't very good, guys like Sam Hauser, because again, we're talking about a team that shoots the long ball as well as they shoot the long ball, and guys like Sam Hauser and Drew Holiday and Al Horford, and these guys aren't good. And then I do this with Jason Tatum, I get roasted for talking about Jason Tatum because you make it clear to me that he's not on the level of Joker, which I don't think he is. But when I do this with him, I consistently get roasted. Why isn't
what are you setting up though? Like get to the jux of your comparison though here.
What I'm asking is why when I do this with Jason Tatum, I get attacked, but when you formulate your opinion on Joker,
are the Nuggets as good? Are the Nuggets as good around? It sounds like the Nuggets. I'm getting because I've already answered this question in my head already. So I'm saying, are the Nuggets as good around Joker as the Celtics are with Jason Tatum?
Well, I just said that.
I'm asking it's a yes or no question.
Are the Nuggets as good around Joker?
It's a disingenuous question, but
100% it is. But to answer your question, no.
Swiper, it's gonna be all right today, big guys.
This is what I'm saying. So if
I think the reason you get pushback is because you excuse Jason Tatum playing badly with his teammates also not doing their job. Swiper is saying Jokic played great. The pieces around him did not. But Jokic is the one getting blamed. If Jason Tatum plays great and the Celtics lose because Derek White and Drew Holiday and Porzingis don't do their job, I think you're well within your right as a Jason Tatum guy.
But I get roasted for that though, Mars.
Some of that is a lot of people just trolling you. But in the general sense, there's also times where Jason Tatum doesn't play well.
Isn't playing well.
And then you'll like say it's for reasons outside of Jason Tatum, like his teammates also not playing well. Both of those things can be true. Sometimes the Celtics just have bad games. Jason Tatum doesn't play well, Jaylen Brown, etc.
I agree, MP.
But we should still be able to point out that Jason Tatum didn't play well.
Right.
Jokic played well. The Nuggets did not. But Jokic is the one who needs to get cooked. That's what Swiper doesn't like. When Jokic doesn't play well, we can rightfully criticize Jokic. That Knicks game comes to mind. That Knicks game, he was terrible. Jokic got criticized by Swiper, by other people, rightfully so. When Jokic plays well, and is very obviously not the reason the Nuggets lost, it doesn't make sense to start criticizing Jokic when there was like 18 bigger problems for the Nuggets than Jokic.
Which is fair, but I think the pushback is people look at Swiper like all he does is talk about how good Joker is. And he doesn't, which is
he got a reason to do that.
He does that a lot. He does that.
Swiper got a reason to do that. Like, let's not all act like Swiper can come up here and glaze Jokic every day, and we all got to sit back and deal with it. Because
he rarely plays bad. Jokic rarely plays bad.
But also the context is that when this is the thing. And the difference between me and you, Chill, genuinely is my floor and my ceiling with how I approach this. When Joker played that Knicks game, he got 2 fouls within 90 seconds because his ass was being lazy, respectfully.
Correct.
And that turned into a whole thing for me because I thought that was ridiculous because you're not good enough around you to just give up foul. That's why I would rather him, if you're just going to be lazy, don't foul, don't do nothing, don't contest, don't get a foul. Can at least stay in the game. Joker was being lazy and closed out the Cat, got a foul, and then got another foul on a touch foul on Cat, and then he was out, and then it affected the rest of the game. Now, everybody's in a hole because Joker decided he wanted to opt out. And so that turned into, I mean, I was cooking them, like, and people were upset. Serbians were irate with me that I would somehow blame Joker for what was happening. And what I'm saying is that, like, if the standard for Joker is best in the world, I think he played best in the world yesterday. But the issue is that
awesome. No doubt.
There's no reason that if you're 13 from 16 from the field, you're generating legitimate, like, great offense yesterday. And the players around you that are making 30 million, 35 million, and then 40 million, soon to be 52 million. If everybody's shooting 23 or 56 from the field and they're around all the players that are getting easy looks off of you and nobody's scoring and nobody's finishing plays, then what are you out there for? And what I'm saying is,
do you see my point though? Remember, I think it was on Monday when I said Jokic is going to literally have to turn the passing part off in his brain. He's not necessarily turn it off, but you're going to have to dim that down, and you are just going to have to average 40.
Nobody's
overreacting.
He can still lose doing that, though.
He's already done that this year.
Yeah,
remember, in December, he was averaging damn near 36 a game or whatever else it was, but he was shooting like
they lose when he scores 40 shots.
I'm talking about come playoff time. I'm talking about come playoff.
Playoff, they lose.
But that's the overreaction.
I mean, come playoff time, they can still lose that way.
I'm gonna tell you why it's not an overreaction. In my brain, I'm gonna tell you why it's not an overreaction. Because in the playoffs, I'm leaving Russell Westbrook bucket naked. No, not even socks on. You don't have nothing on in that corner. Aaron Gordon.
Okay.
The only thing you have on is your headband. I'm leaving you naked too. I'm packing this key so tight around Jokic, he can't even breathe. Jamal Murray, we'll respect you. We'll put our best POA defender on you. Christian, I dare you to beat us. Come in here and dunk every time you want to. Peyton Watson, same thing. You're getting left naked too. You do whatever you want to. As a matter of fact, we're gonna sit back and let you. Come on, we're watching you, Christian.
I think you're highlighting the flaw on the roster, though.
But I think you are saying what everybody does right now. It's just like we over. I say
what are they going to do better in the playoffs?
But hold on, because I say you overreacting because how often is Michael Porter Jr. going to shoot 5 for 22?
And so I've been saying this for a very long time.
He got capability to shoot.
He has the capability to shoot him in a game, and he also has the capability. He also has that capability.
And you got the ability to lose by 25 if he do that.
So you have highs and lows with Michael Porter Jr. He is a high volume 3-point shooter.
You got more highs than lows, brother.
I don't know if you have more highs than lows.
But either way it goes, 40-something. What he shooting? 42.
Ron's point is the Nuggets have 3 players you have to respect on defense.
Yeah,
MPJ, Jamal Murray.
I disagree though. I think
MPJ, you face guard MPJ, then it's like, now what are we doing? So I'm just saying it's like they aren't talented enough. That's the point I'm trying to make. And in the past, when LeBron James didn't have talented teams, what did he do? He scored the shit out the ball. When Michael Jordan didn't have talented teams, he scored the shit out the ball. When Kobe Bryant didn't have talented teams, Kobe Bryant scored the hell out of the ball.
To make this point, and what I'm saying is we've already seen Joker do this in the playoffs.
I know, and I'm saying he's going to have to do this again.
And I'm also to finish the point, to finish what I was saying before you started yapping again. Joker will, if he has to, do that. He has done that multiple times. But the issue is because of where we are, it's still February. What Joker is trying not to do is to do what he had to do in December because the team was playing really well. Again, the Nuggets, granted everything else, I think the Nuggets are 20-8 since the start of January. They think they still are tied for the most wins in the NBA over the course of that stretch. What he's also trying not to do is overreact to what's happening yesterday and then what happened on Saturday, whatever, versus the Lakers. But if it keeps up, and then no one's scoring around him, which I doubt will happen because they play Detroit tonight, then they play Boston on Sunday. Boston, let's see. Let's just see. Because at that point, if Boston loads up on the in the interior like that, which I don't know if they will, because that's just not how they're not going to defend that way. But Joker's going to have a day. Like he's going to have a day versus Boston. He's going to have a day versus Detroit. Now the question's going to come down if Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. are they just going to, well, not Jamal necessarily, but Michael Porter, are you just going to keep missing like wide open looks? And again, Aaron Gordon, the issue is like if he's not 100% healthy and you can't defend to the level, then they're going to get cooked because he's your best defender on the starting lineup. Christian Brown, I think, is their second best defender in the starting lineup. If you don't do your job, but that's my whole point with the Nuggets, y'all. They're there to play defense and be two-way players. So if you're not doing your job on defense, then what are we doing? Then why are you out there? Like you're just there. You're just floating.
Do you actually think you can win this year?
I do.
That's the thing. I think I've said this. I think what they're more than likely expectation that they lose in the second round this year, but also they can win because they can beat anyone. The issue is they have not locked in on the long enough over the course of this year where I just stand on to say they can do that. I've already said the Thunder should be the favorite coming out of the West. The Nuggets prevent matchup issues for everybody, but the problem is it's like, what are you going to get out of everybody else around Jokic on a consistent basis through a series versus some of these upper tier teams? It's the real question. And I don't think right now, based on what they have been putting on the court and actual tape, is that they've proven that their ceiling is winning a championship this year. So, I mean, that's just kind of where they are. I'm not going to write them off, but I'm saying the expectation is no, they cannot get it done.
Mars and I had a discussion a couple of days ago about what they did in the playoffs to specifically combat Joker, and that was leave guys wide open, leave Aaron Gordon wide open, leave MPJ wide open, leave Christian Brown wide open. Well, when you're in game 7 and you build a 20-point lead by leaving these guys wide open, I should expect that my best player can bring us home. I should expect.
Well, that's not what happened
in one game. And even if we get to this point where we're in game 7, I should expect my best player to bring us home. Because we've seen teams who have their best player. We've seen James do it. We've seen Jordan do it. We've seen Jabbar do it. We've seen great players win one game. We've seen that, as good as they are. And we've also seen other teams play bad enough in terms of offense where your best player can carry the team and do other things. So the idea that the Denver Nuggets will be schemed to leave these guys wide open, I should expect, with these guys doing their job, I should expect my best player to bring us home. I think that they can do that. Now,
but even with these guys doing their jobs, like
assuming they do,
I still think in the playoffs you need to have guys that get stops though.
In that game 7, they absolutely did not.
They did not.
In that game 7, the only people who did their job was Jokic and Jamal Murray.
No one else had above 10 points in that game. Not one other Nugget. And then on top of that, the reason they lost, just to be really extremely clear about this, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon defensively and on the box and on the rebounding, they were not securing box out at all the entire fourth quarter. Jaden McDaniels and Rudy Gobert are why they lost that game. Anthony Edwards had 3 points in the fourth quarter. Jaden McDaniels didn't miss because he was wide open or people were getting beat off the dribble. That game, they had a 20-point lead, and then from that point, everybody not named Jokic and Jamal Murray tanked. It didn't do a damn thing.
I mean, I don't know how fair you think this is, Swiper, but like I think the other problem is if your guys that you are having in this defensive role, if they're not playing good defense, it highlights the flaws in Jokic a lot more defensively, where if you're not consistently getting stops and then they're also not making shots, it makes the whole floor fall. The idea is you put these two-way players around him, so even though he's not that good, he can make it while he's giving you high-level offensive play. But if guys are failing to be the positive defenders they are, it highlights Jokic's flaws on that area of the floor more.
But again, I want to be clear about that because that's what I guess is most also frustrating with this. That's true with Jokic. That's true of Magic. That's true of Steph. That's
absolutely.
That's true of any player like that. Even Bird, over the course of some of those 80 runs. Yes, you have to have these players around these players in order to function at the highest level. What I'm saying is that we are watching one of those players that has the worst assistant personnel around them relative to the rest of the league than Bird, Steph, or Magic ever had at any point in time during their prime. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. And Joker being a center, we talked about many times, Joker needs it more than any of them because he's a center.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is if you're Calvin Booth,
but he's not the customary center. He does a lot more than other centers do.
No, but what I'm saying, but because he plays the center, he needs more defensive help though, because he's a center who's not a rim protector. So meaning you're going to need different types of defenders around them, or rim protectors, or other wings on the roster that can aid in those things to be able to do that.
Let's just tell the truth though. Like Jokic hasn't had that great of help over his career. Like compared to other superstars,
relative to his peers, no.
Steph Curry, LeBron, KD. We can even say Russell Westbrook and James. He hasn't had nothing comparable.
If you think about the guys who have won, who's won with less than Joker?
He's even had less help than Giannis. He's had less help than everybody.
Less than Joker. I think Joker has won with less. I think that Milwaukee team with Drew Holiday, with Middleton, with Brook Lopez, I think that they're better in terms of talent than what Denver had. That part I won't argue. The thing that I'm having an issue with the logic of Joker being as viable as he is, I just feel like when you're in the playoffs. Joker had 140. He had 140-point game last year in the playoffs. They lost. The two years ago, you guys won the NBA.
No, he had 40.
That was game 3, right? Game 3 against
that was game 5.
That game
That's when he had
3?
no turnovers.
Game 5.
Game 5.
It was one of them. Yeah.
2 years ago, he had 3 of them. He had 3 40-plus games. 2 of the 3 games, they lost. Joker doesn't want to play like that. He had a 53.
No, that's not. No, chill. No. The narrative there. Let me defeat the narrative. Hold on, chill. Let me defeat the narrative. That's not what happened. And he had a 55-11 game versus the Phoenix Suns,
53,
in which 53-11. But in which the defensively, that's the same quarter campaign went 4-4 in open corner threes and won that fourth quarter. So it wasn't that they somehow it was Joker scoring a lot of points. They weren't scoring. So what happens is.
Why aren't they scoring? But here's the question, Swiper. Why aren't they scoring?
No. The other team was scoring. I'm saying they weren't playing enough defense on the other end.
Keep going.
That's what I'm saying. Murray from games 3 and 4. Remember, Jokic back-to-back games has 30, 17, and 17. And then he had 53 and 11. And they lost both of those games
that sounds
because their defense was horrendous because the role players for the Suns were hitting shots.
So
and then in game two, he had 41 and 11 versus the Miami Heat. But if you remember, they lost that game because when he went out at the top of the fourth quarter, they ran that little split action in the left corner with it was Duncan Robinson and Gabe Vincent. And they got 4 possessions and 4 scores out of that, and Joker wasn't in the game. And then he came back in the game. They were down 10. They almost came back. So what I'm saying is, like, even when he scores a lot, the reason that they've lost isn't because of that. They haven't been able to produce enough stops on the other end.
Well, two things can be true. So to your point, when you talk about them not being able to get stops, okay, on top of them not being able to get stops, they're not scoring. So we got to make up for these buckets.
How do we make up for these 20 points in both of those?
Right, and 50 of them came from Joker. 53 of them came from Joker. The fact that
it goes back to Ron's point too.
53 of those came from Joker. The fact that he's got to score that much, which he doesn't want to do. He does not want to play like that. He wants to play off of these guys, and they are much more effective when they are scoring in bunches as opposed to him scoring 40.
No, and again, I want to answer this question. This from Key, because none of the defensive struggles are Jokic's fault. I have been consistent on this. Yes. No, he's asking. He's asking the question.
Let me read what the comment says.
So none of their defensive.
Let me read what the comment says.
None of their defensive struggles are Jokic's fault. That's not how basketball works. I've literally said this verbatim 5 minutes ago. Yes.
Explain.
But that's why you need elite defensive personnel next to Joker, because the offset, I would make an argument you're getting the best offensive production from one player that you've ever seen in the sport right now in the half court setting from Joker. So he doesn't need elite offensive personnel. What he needs is elite defensive personnel, play finishers, and we can go. And I think that's where everything is right now, is that the Nuggets, they have to switch what they're doing. I said this to Ryan Blackburn yesterday, that because Joker's getting older, he's not going to get older and be Marc Gasol. He's going to be older and be Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk didn't become a better defender as he got older. But what they did is they put Tyson Chandler and other defenders around him, and all of a sudden now they're viable. Now they can go to work. Now nobody can beat them. Go ahead.
The difference with that is that Joker, 1, is still in his prime right now. Number 2, he still is their best rebounder. And who is their best rim protector as of today?
Peyton Watson. But he's been out the lineup for a month. It's Peyton Watson.
That's not.
But he's elite, but it's just he's been out the lineup
for a small forward.
Yeah, for a week.
You guys play him at the 4 a lot as well.
With Peyton Watson off the floor, who is your best rim protector? Because it's no way you don't have rim protection without Peyton Watson on the floor. You have to have somebody.
Who is it? Aaron Gordon in theory? Is that who it is? It's Aaron
Russell
Gordon
Westbrook probably. I mean,
it should be in theory your 5-man. That's who it should be in theory.
Oh yeah, but we also know.
Yeah, we know he's not though.
Yeah, we know.
And that's something too, but that we can't just glaze over.
I mean, that's the point.
Skip over that.
Ron, we've never glazed. I think it goes without saying, like, we don't need to bring it up every time we talk about it, because, like, we know.
Everyone.
Jokic's lack of rim protection is a problem.
No, I get that. I'm saying,
but now that we know
the grand scheme of their roster,
build around.
No, absolutely. But I'm saying, even in a playoff setting, though.
Yes.
We can't, like, that just can't go over, like, with the production that he brings. Like, yes, and even Swiper said it earlier. Yes, Jokic looked like, I guess you could say, the best player in the world, and this, that, and the third. But as great as he played on offense, it was a layup line on defense.
I mean, but that's why when you Yeah, but that's why when you try to compare it to
they ain't get that many
like LeBron or whatever. I think the issue is as high level of a player offensively as he is. He's not going to be able to go down there and consistently get you high level stops as well. My thing is this though: if you're going to have two-way players who aren't offering you much value offensively, that makes Denver easier to guard. They're bleeding value on both ends that way, because if you're not going to play consistent defense, but you also don't have guys who consistently can knock down shots, that's the issue. If it's me, if I'm not going to have a good defense, make the offense more consistent with better shooting. The fact that there's only, two cold guys on this roster that
respect Aaron Gordon, 43% from three.
No one is respecting Aaron Gordon. No one. Wait. No one is falling for the air. I don't care. It don't matter. On what volume? On what volume? Like two. No one cares about that shit in the playoffs. My point is,
he gonna make a three every other game.
No one cares about that shit in the playoffs. And more importantly, again, when you look at when Denver has had success, they've had multiple offensive pieces that have been productive in those spots, and their defense was able to rise to a certain level. They had both, right? You can't have it to where you have guys who can hypothetically play offense and on paper are good defensive players when they aren't consistent. If you're not consistent, they don't mean shit.
Let me ask you, because this is where I am. I'm go ahead and read the super chat, Ron. Go ahead. $50.
SMN R&DM. Shout out to SMN because he was kicking it with us last night.
It's more than $50. Lock in.
Shout out.
Worth more.
Oh, my bad.
Shout out to them pounds. But shout out to SMN too, because he was kicking it with us last night on Playback, and he actually watched the game with us.
Yes, he did.
He said, I think Jokic best in the world, or Jokic is the best in the world. In my opinion, this season is the best offensive season ever. Plus, Jokic would win the MVP in 99% of the seasons. But Swiper, every time y'all lose, I have to listen to you yapping for an hour plus on why Jokic has no blame in it and how everyone else is at fault.
Well, I would like to ask. That's what I'm saying. If your takeaway yesterday is that Jokic was at fault, then I really don't know what to tell you. Like, I genuinely don't know how to respond to that, because if you already know what he doesn't do well, and then he produced at an elite, like an all-time great level relative to the rest of the league yesterday offensively,
I don't think we get lost in that part as much.
Then that's what I'm trying to understand. Like, I'm admitting,
like,
for the 50th time. He needs if he had Evan Mobley around him, I think the team would be different. If he had Jaren Jackson with him, I think the team would be different. But I think that's where they're headed. I think the next iteration of the Nuggets it's going to be Draymond, JJJ, Evan, whoever next to Joker, and then
Deron Holmes.
And then that's where, but that's Deron Holmes ostensibly, right? That's where they're headed. That's what the direction has to be. It has to be that, because Joker cannot do these things, and you know this. So why are we?
That's why this season shouldn't be a surprise. I feel like we can see this in the offseason, right? Like I saw this team as a team that I questioned a lot because of their roster. Like, sure, you have like three guys playoff defenses are going to really care about. Jokic is going to have a bunch of points, but they're not going to have a consistent offense, which means
bring the super chat back up, Ron.
They got to play more defense now. And
but even the super chat is saying like the other one you brought up about the
you want to read it?
Well, this sounds like the Luka argument in the finals last year, but Luka was playing a lot more than Jokic is getting right now. Okay, just to be clear, Luka offensively wasn't touching what Joker did or that run through the finals, or even last year in the first couple rounds. The issue is Joker is giving you elite production. He's giving you elite playmaking. He's giving you elite scoring. He's giving you elite offensive rebounding, giving you elite defensive rebounding, and he's doing it at like all-time great efficiency. But so if I'm doing all this and I'm generating the best looks in the NBA, because the Nuggets are leading the NBA almost twofold in dunks and layups this year. Why? Yeah, because he's on the court. So what does that then mean? You have to be able on the other end to make up for deficiency. Can I make up deficiencies for you? That's what a team is. Like, I make up for what you don't do well, make up for what I don't do well. But the thing is Joker's getting blamed for the things he doesn't do well, while also making sure Murray, because we've had this conversation. The reason why Mars doesn't like Jamal Murray, he didn't think Jamal Murray was worth his salt without Jokic on the court. He didn't think Michael Porter Jr. is worth his salt without Jokic on the court. And Christian Brown and Aaron Gordon. So chill. If we all know that the reason that you're who you are is because of this player on the court, why is it that no one's covering his back on the other end when he has clear deficiencies as well?
I think the easiest answer to that though is what Jokic's deficiencies are at a much higher degree than other stars because of what they're asking him to be. They need him to be a natural rim protector, and we just haven't seen many teams where your best offensive player is your five man who also has that has issues in the paint like that. And again, when you have other guys around Jokic that are not consistently hitting shots where they can send 3 or 4 bodies on Jokic, it's also limiting the offensive brilliance Jokic can output, which then bleeds out more because that means now there's more and more positions where defensively you have to hold up. Not to mention when you get to the 9 Jokic minutes, how nasty that can get.
But that's what I'm saying. If this was a different era, chill, and I brought this up before. The thing with Shaq is whatever. Shaq is Shaq, right? He could be 38-20 NBA Finals run, right? He's crazy. But guess what? If Shaq didn't have it like he did in the Western Conference Final versus the Portland Trailblazers, he had Kobe. He had a bunch of other players around him that at least could pick up. Yeah, Robert Horry, Harper, all of them that could pick up Horace Grant, that could pick up the slack on the other end. So even if I wasn't scoring and hitting my free throws that day, you damn sure ain't. You basically ain't scoring on us
without having to run through Shaq, as opposed to without having to run through him. And a lot of these guys, kind of like what was going on with Luka last year in Dallas, a lot of their production was contingent on Luka involving them in the game. I can appreciate that logic. Now that sounds to me, to Gifted's point, like, I think I can hit you more than I can stop you from hitting me. That doesn't go. That doesn't go far. If we're being honest, I mean, we're going to go far in the playoffs because we do have the best player arguably in the game. The problem is that you're going to run into somebody that has something similar to what you have, but something else more than what you have, and that's going to be your Achilles heel. And I think that's what happened last year with Denver. The problem that they ran into was defensively. They exposed all the deficiencies on offense that Denver had. As good as Denver's offensive player was,
the Wolves were built by Tim Connolly to beat Denver. No one else had that approximation of a team except for them. You know what I mean?
But you still would have ran into problems if you faced Boston.
I think they would have beat Boston. I've already been clear about this. Like Boston was one of the easiest matchups for them offensively in the sport because they just don't have the personnel to deal with them. Jokic and Murray and Gordon and Porter, they ate comfortably versus Boston because they just don't. That's nothing for them. Like they're not big enough and strong enough on the interior. The Wolves are. Like the Mavs this year, they are. The Lakers, through this gimmicky defense they're playing, they are, because they're going to play extremely physical on the inside with multiple bodies at all times. No, I do think it's gimmicky. Respect to the Lakers. I do think it's a little gimmicky.
Yeah.
But and then the Thunder also are very physical as well. I think the issue is the Thunder don't have the offense though. But their defense is going to be what carries them. But we'll see.
I just I just think the way to wrap this really nicely, right, is Denver's offense is good, right? Like it is technically able to have good shot quality. But again, we saw it in Game 7. We saw it at multiple other points. When you have many guys that are question marks offensively and defensively, your ceiling defensively is never going to be that high with Jokic as your best player. It's not going to be that. You need it to reach a average or slightly above average level, but you need guys to consistently give you something offensively with Jokic. If you just had guys who are more offensively tilted and maybe aren't elite defenders, but are at least good to slightly above average team defenders, you wouldn't worry about it because your offense is smoking everybody consistently. But when you can board up and have 3 or 4 guys not be guarded, it impacts the productivity in terms of the execution of you actually getting the point or not. Shot quality is one thing. Shot execution is another.
I'm gonna just dumb it down everything I've been saying. This team just isn't good enough.
I said that
point blank, period.
They're
just not. And I kind of feel bad for Jokic because now that I think on it, it's never been a player of this caliber that hasn't had other at least all-star talent. And this is no knock to Jamal Murray. I know I do my little Jamal jokes, Lester.
But it should be a knock to Jamal for the overall season, to be fair.
For this season, yes. But I'm saying, I'm more so talking about Jokic. If Jamal Murray is the best player that you get,
that would be historical.
That's tough.
To also play devil's advocate. The Jamal Murray they got when they had playoff success is better than a lot of all-stars.
That's a fact.
So he's never made the all-star team, but he's played at all NBA levels. He's played at all NBA levels when they
has.
But Mars, I think that's the point though. When he did get it, they dominated. But when he doesn't get it, then that's where the floor is. Second round exit. So he averaged 18 points a game on 38% from the field versus the Wolves last year.
Yeah.
Like if you do that,
game 7. No, he had a good game 7.
Got to. That's what I'm saying. But he got to a game 7. If he just has a 23-6 on decent efficiency, they probably win the series. Like, and it's not and then they go to the title. Now it's an open floor. But I think that's the thing. Is like when Jamal has performed at an all NBA level, they were 16-4 through a championship. And so I'm saying that Jokic, and he knows this, has not been afforded the same luxuries as other players in his tier. And I do wonder how long that lasts for. I wonder how long he's okay with that, and I wonder how long the Nuggets are okay with that.
I mean,
real quick, I think the chat is upset at us spending so much time on a team that lost. Are there any overall takeaways about the Bucks?
No, none. They might get out the first round this year. That team.
I don't think. I don't think.
Well, they're better than the Nuggets.
Well, to be fair, yeah.
I don't on the season. No, they're not better than Nuggets.
No,
they did beat the Nuggets.
No, I'm talking about if they were to meet in the playoffs, the Nuggets would lose to the Bucks.
I'm not going to lie to you. What
might be a sweep.
So just to be clear, what did you feel like the Bucks did well yesterday? What did you feel like the Bucks did well yesterday?
Well, first off, respect to Giannis and Dame, they didn't even have all that good of a game.
They didn't.
If Giannis doesn't look 100% healthy.
Well, he's not. He's on minutes restriction still.
Yeah, he doesn't look 100% healthy.
I told you, Mars, that calf injury is worse than they telling us. I'm telling you.
Well, no, he just got back. He played 32 minutes. He's scheduled for 32 minutes too.
So that's my only concern with the Bucks.
That's what I'm saying. My answer to what did you feel like they did well yesterday?
What did I feel like they did well yesterday? Well, I mean, I felt like, and I know, like points in the paint. You guys may have had more points in the paint, but I feel like the Bucks controlled the paint on both ends better than the Nuggets.
70 points in the paint.
Yeah, but I'm saying here's the thing though. How much? What was the Bucks points in the paint?
I'll pull it up for you right now. They had yesterday Denver versus Milwaukee, and then you go to game charts yesterday. Points in the paint. The Bucks had 42.
42. Okay, so they scored significantly more, and a lot of that was due to fast breaks. But I feel like the Bucks controlled the pace and the paint on both ends. Keep in mind, like, okay, they scored 70, but also the Bucks still scored a fair amount too. But the presence of Brook
42
Lopez
is not good.
The presence of Brook Lopez, the presence of Giannis.
42 paint points is not good, like relative to the rest of the league. Like it's not good. The Nuggets were 23 of 43, 27 of 43 at the rim yesterday. The Bucks were 17 of 30. Like they were living in the paint yesterday.
I think they executed down the stretch, man.
Well, the Bucks were what?
The Bucks fourth quarter offense one bad.
And that turned
Dame hitting those threes around in mid-range. Yeah.
And Mars, I'm sorry. Ron and I actually was having this conversation. That turned around in the second half because they were shooting a lot of threes, a lot of stop and pop, a lot of pull-up threes that they shouldn't have. They could have gotten to the rim a lot more because there were a lot more wide open lanes to get to the rim, and it wasn't any rim protection. And I thought that they were settling for threes. And then they started doing that in the second half where they started getting to the rim a little bit more. And to your point, when you said it was 17 for 30, a lot of that happened in the second half more than anything. But I felt like at that point, I mean, they were already in the. I feel like that got them back in the game. So I mean, 17 for 30.
I mean, but they won the game. They won the game. They won the game in non-Jokic minutes for sure, which was hysterical.
It was a well-balanced attack from the Bucks. They had 7 people that were in double figures. Gary Trent came off the bench, 15 points. Kyle Kuzma had a good game.
I don't got them smoking.
Everybody in double digit, or everybody in the starting lineup scored double digits. So it was just like that. It was a well-balanced attack. Yeah, Giannis finished with 28, but everybody was attacking and everybody kind of got to what they get to. So
I think Giannis played well yesterday.
Yes.
Do I think Giannis played well?
Yes, I do.
Played good. He didn't play his best, but
I think he had a mediocre in this game, but that's just how high the standard is, if I'm being honest. I liked him on the glass though. I think that was impactful.
Dame had 14 points throughout most of the game.
Very physical on the boards.
He just wasn't shooting a lot yesterday.
That makes me nuts, man. That dude almost 30 and 20 yesterday.
When they ran the other Giannis game,
that's the standard for Giannis, though. That's the thing.
Well, it's just the impact though. Like Giannis wasn't as, I think as the game got later. He started picking up more points and all that. But remember, like Giannis wasn't scoring a lot early. He was rebounding a lot, and also the defensive impact for Giannis. It wasn't huge. Rebounding. Well, I heard you tell Gil rebounding is the most important part of defense, which is wrong, by the way. But he did rebound. It is. It's like it's 100% wrong. It's he did.
Stop and play.
Just because you rebound, like doesn't mean that you're playing good defense.
What it means. That's exactly.
It doesn't.
I'm stopping the possession when I rebound.
No, but
it's like tackling. It's very much you're a football player. It's like tackling.
Rebounding. No, it's not. It's
not
the same thing at all. Sure, I wouldn't even put it as top 3 respectfully. Like, it's not even like, you know.
Otherwise, why is
Jokic not a top 10 defender in the league?
Okay, but wait. Let's calm down. I get your point, Chill. Like rebounding, right? It does close out the possession, right? But the rebound is assuming the shot is missing. The deterrence is the most important part of defense, period. Because deterrence is because it's you impacting if the shot can miss or not at a high likelihood, right?
Well,
the rebound
is making someone miss if you can't get a rebound.
Not only that. Just so you know, we're purposely leaving guys open. That's part of our defense. So we know that they are going to miss. But if we don't get a rebound and we give them another opportunity, that's going to leave somebody else open who we don't want to shoot.
Yeah, no.
So Jokic is top 5 in steals and top 3 in rebounds. So why is he not top 10 defender in the league?
But what good is a rebound if you can't get the ball out the net?
I'm just trying to. I want to direct.
No one's going to make
Jokic top 5 in steals. Well, a top 5 in steals, top 3 in rebounding, and defensive rebounding. So why would he not be a top 10 defender?
Because being good at important passes.
I mean, we know what, but yeah,
he said that. He's saying that. I'm trying to understand where the context of defensive rebounding.
No. I don't think rebounds can be the most important part of defense.
I'm not asking you. I'm asking a person who said it is the most important.
Right. Again, we're staying here. So the reason I'm saying that is because I'm stopping the possession. Now, what you're doing is you're asking me, well, why isn't Joker
or Sabonis
one of the best defensive players in the game,
or
Cat as well, one of the best defense? Why are they not one of the best defense? Why are they not one of the best defensive players?
Zoo is one of the best defenders.
Well,
sure.
Rebounding is a part of defense.
Agreed.
Okay?
Yeah.
Rebounding isn't the only thing when it comes to defense.
It's special teams.
Because you can stop people in other ways. I can steal the basketball. I could get a shot. I could get a shot clock violation. There's other ways. But when teams are shooting, the most important part of the defense when a team is shooting is to get the rebound. That's how you stop the possession.
But that's assuming it misses, though.
If we don't rebound, well, that's why we're playing defense, to make you miss.
Right. But what you're saying is the rebound to close off the possession.
The question could Gifted is cutting it off.
What you said was rebounding is the most important.
It is.
No, it's not. If it's the most important, the most important thing, and steals are let's say because you believe in ending a possession is the most important thing. So steals are more important than blocks, by the way, because steals in the possession. You have to finish
blocks in possession too. Well, here's the difference.
No, they don't. Blocks don't guarantee the end of a possession.
Blocks and steals. Rebounds and steals are the two things that end possessions.
Yes.
Joker's top 5 in both.
100%.
Tell me why he's not top 5 defender.
The reason why he's not is because teams shoot the ball way more than other defenses get blocked shots. Teams get off shots way more than guys steal the basketball. So because of that, they're shooting more, and we have to rebound more. I'm not going to be able to rely on us stealing the ball every trip.
But if teams are shooting more, you need better shot deterrence for the amount of the shots they're taking to impact multiple possessions.
You have not learned to let Chill just answer the question directly. And
he's not answering it though.
You have to give him time. You have to give him time.
Okay.
So again, to your point, Swiper, why aren't they doing this? We're not. Teams shoot the basketball way more than we get block shots. Teams shoot the basketball way more. It's difficult to steal a basketball more than it is to deter a shot. It's a lot more difficult to steal it's a lot more difficult to block shots than it is to rebound, because these guys, the shot creators that these guys are in transition, how many other shots these guys get up, we have to rebound more because it's more likely that a team is going to get a shot off than we're going to get in the passing lane and steal the ball, because teams do take care of the basketball more. And their whole objective is to get the ball up, is to get shots up. So we're going to have to rebound way more than we're going to have to rely on steals. We're going to have to rebound way more than we're going to have to rely on a guy blocking a shot. Way more.
Well, you still haven't answered why, if he's top 5 in both, why he's not top 10.
If my answer isn't conducive to how you feel, I'm still answering your question.
Well, you haven't answered it though, because I'm trying to say if he's top 5 in ending possessions on steals and rebounds, and why is he not a top 10 defender?
Okay, once again, Swiper, because there's more to defense than just rebounding. I think rebounding is the most important part of it, but there's more to defense than rebounding. If you only rebound, but you didn't do the other stuff, like if I rebound and I don't cover my guy at all, if I don't rebound and my guy is getting around me and he's scoring, that doesn't help us if I'm only rebounding.
Okay. Real quick. Let's stay right there, right? You said something very key right there, right? If you're not guarding your guy, that lessens the impact of the rebound, correct?
Well, if you stand with me 100%. Yeah. If I'm not guarding my guy,
right?
Yes.
Right. No. So what you're admitting is guarding your guy, i.e., deterring the shot of the guy, is more important than the rebound. You're admitting that. That's what you're saying right now.
No, I'm not admitting that. Here's why I'm not admitting that. Because if you get the ball back, I give you another chance to do that.
No. But you just said here just now, if you're not guarding your guy, that severely limits the impact of the rebound, correct?
It does limit it 100% because you do get a shot at the rim. But if I don't rebound, then you get another one.
No, yes. But the level of shot deterrence impacts the possession in terms of if it's reboundable or not. If you're not guarding anyone, right? No. I'll give you a prime example, right? It's like this, right? If you're letting Steph shoot walk-up threes and everyone's playing drop and he's just getting clean 100% shot quality, right? Compared to the deterrence of the Steph shot more consistently, that's going to impact the rebound as well. The shot deterrence to me matters more.
Well, Draymond doesn't get a lot of rebounds, so he's still one of the best defenders ever, though. Go ahead, Mars.
I think you guys should stop looking at it from the individual perspective and look at it from the team perspective. Maybe the best individual defensive rebounder isn't one of the best defenders in the sport, but being a great defensive rebounding team is definitely going to help your defense.
Yeah.
So I want to ask. Right now, the average pace is 99, but let's say it's 100 to be
a round number,
easier numbers. Yeah.
Okay.
Team A gives up 100 shots a game. They're a really good defensive rebounding team, so they give up no offensive rebounds, but they are very good at teams are very efficient. They shoot 60% from the field. Very efficient team, but they don't give up any second chance opportunities.
Okay.
Versus Team B. Very, very, very bad defensive rebounding team. But they're really good at making you miss. So teams shoot 40%. But they're also giving up 30, 40 offensive rebounds because they can't rebound. So your team's getting 130, 140 shots because you can't get a stop. Which defense is going to give up more points?
I think that it depends on the offense because if you
got their team shoots 60%, but only gets to shoot 100 times.
Yep.
Because when they miss their 40% of their shots, it gets rebounded every time.
Sure.
Yeah.
But Team B gets to shoot 40 extra shots, 30 extra shots because they can't rebound, but they only shoot 40%. Which team is going to score more points?
I do think that does come down to how good the other.
No, this is a simple answer for my. If I get 40 extra shots,
it's not a hard concept.
If I get 40 extra shots, I'm gonna score more.
Good.
Yes.
They don't give you extra possessions.
Yes,
you give teams extra possessions, you're going to give up more points.
This isn't difficult.
It's common sense.
Yes.
If you give up extra shot, it doesn't matter how efficient you are. If you get 3 shots and you shoot 40%, that's different than shooting 1 shot at 60%. You just have more opportunities to score. The one that gives up more shots is going to be a worse defense. And when you also add into the fact that a team that's giving up a bunch of offensive rebounds, you're now having less opportunities to score yourself. It's in the team aspect of it. Saying rebounding is the most important part of defense is not a crazy take. Now, if you look at it on the individual level, or why isn't Cap the best defender in the sport? Yes, maybe individual defensive rebounding isn't the most.
That's what he said. He said individual rebounding.
No, he said rebounding is the most important part of defense. And you guys said, well, why isn't Cap? Why isn't Jokic?
You guys
made it. When I was
listening,
when I was
said
listening to him talk to Gil, he said when I was hearing him talk to Gil, he brought up individual rebounders. But sure, no problem. If team rebounding, whatever, sure. I heard individual rebounders in that specific conversation.
I said rebounding. That's what I said.
I do value rebounding a lot. I just think it's more important to force a team to miss the shot, and then you could focus on getting to the rebound second. The rebound comes secondary. We got to make sure that this team doesn't score first. We got to make sure that they miss the shot at least.
Okay.
And then we get to the rebound.
Well, ideally, you're good at both.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
I do want to say, like Mars, I get your point, because if you're generating that many more extra possessions at a certain point, you're gonna bleed more value. But my thing with the rim deterrence, though, is it depends on the level. Because hypothetically, if you're just letting guys walk to the rim, if they're getting wide open threes, they can have less rebounds for sure, but they're going to finish more possessions with made shots because your level of resistance is so little. That's my thing with it. Like it really depends on a case-by-case basis, but in terms of like consistency, you want to impact possessions positively with your defense at a high level consistently.
Hey,
for the most part.
I was listening. I'm kind of on the side of Chill's side, just to be honest with you, because it's like an offensive lineman, bro. Rebounding is like an offensive lineman. Like, how good is your quarterback without an offensive line? Or how good is your team without an offensive line? Like, yes, they can miss all of these shots. You can detour them to miss all of these shots. If we don't get the rebound, they will just eventually make the shot. So it's like closes the possession. So if you need rebounding has a lot to do. I mean, will affect the game so much more than deterring shots, because you can only deter shots so much. Like, you only deter them so much until good players gonna make good shots.
But I think the level of deterrence matters, because if we're just saying we turn it all the way down, it's up.
Too, though. The level of rebounding is the same, because if I get somebody like Andre Drummond,
are you talking about team rebounding? He brought up an individual again. Are you talking team or individual?
I'm talking about individual. Okay, but as far as individual, like I'm talking about. Let's say we get Andre Drummond in his prime when he was getting 20 rebounds and stuff like that, and I stick him on a team that was in the finals that lost.
A team that's in the finals that lost. What's the big guy's name for Golden State? Azili.
Oh no, yeah. Don't put him on the Warriors. They might not never lose a game, but because Steph is just missing many, he Drummond getting a rebound and it's over with. But
put him on the Miami Heat. They didn't have a good.
Put him on the Miami Heat. Yeah, put him on the Miami Heat when they lost to the Spurs. I promise you.
Oh, that Miami. Okay.
That would be insane. Like, that would be insane if you did that. Like, you talking about. Number one, Spurs don't get no second chance shots. You're probably gonna lose the game. They don't get no second chance shots. Okay, so I'm kind of on the agreement with Chill that rebound probably is the most important part of defense, because it solidifies the possession. It closes it. It's done. It's over with. You can play as much defense as you want. If you can play as much defense as you want, but if you don't get the rebound, I got another chance to score.
No, I don't even think that's wrong. But like, that's why.
If that's the case,
all I'm saying, Gifted, is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to limit you swinging on me as much as I can.
No,
right?
Yeah.
You're gonna swing on me as much as you can. I'm trying to limit you hitting me. I'm trying to slow those opportunities down.
Right. To follow up with that complete
rebounds a game in the playoffs.
To follow up with that complete thing, right? You're trying to limit the amount of times I hit at you. What I'm saying is the quality of hit and damage I do is going to be higher if you do not deter me. Yeah. I might have less swings at you, but it'll also take less swings to completely kill you. Is what I'm saying.
If I'm connecting, I don't got to throw 100 punches.
That's what I'm saying.
If I connect on 5 good ones,
of course. But okay, but that you want to put that into the way you want to do it.
Though?
Yeah, like you want to put that in the way you want opportunity. But you, as far as basketball, deterrent or not deterrence, I can still make her miss the shot, regardless. Like whether I not deter you, you can still miss it. I still need to get the rebound though.
I mean, regardless, you need both at a high level to win. Regardless, we know that. But
wide open, and you shoot wide open, and the rebound just bounces and keep going into the other teammate's hands.
I like this.
Excellent,
Jordan.
But if you shoot wide open and I get every single rebound,
but if you're letting Steph Curry shoot wide open, what's going to happen though?
But that doesn't happen though. In the reality, things like teams don't just get offensive rebound after rebound after rebound. What's the worst?
You ain't seen the Rockets. You ain't seen the Rockets.
The Rockets get a lot of offensive rebounds.
I watch my team every game.
That's how we win. Mars, that's what I was actually about to say. That's part of the reason why they win. They get so many offensive rebounds.
Okay, but what's also a reason why you guys win on the other end?
Our defense ain't been great.
And they get the D.
Right.
You guys win on both, and that's a good
rebound too.
That's a good example. But let's even look at OKC. I'm not saying that they're a bad rebounding team, but they're phenomenally they're what?
They're not great, but yeah.
Okay, so that's another thing.
Yeah,
how do they have a historical defense, but they're not that great at rebounding?
Because they force a lot of turnovers. So they don't win the possession. They don't win the possession battle with rebounds. They win the possession battle with steals.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think what happens. That's my point. I think what happens before the rebound is more important than even getting to the rebound.
I think
playing suffocating defense.
I think you can nullify the impact of not getting rebounds if you find a different way.
They're in the possession.
Win the possession battle.
I think it's possible.
OKC are a bad defensive rebounding team or not a good defensive rebounding team. So they, instead of becoming a great rebounding team, they find a way to win the possession battle when they do
I
that by
wonder-
not allowing you to shoot.
I
Getting
wonder-
steals.
But
You have to
even-
find a way to do it. You have to
Even
find a way.
outside of that, though, that suffocating
I
defense
agree
that they
with
put on you.
Yeah.
It's just
Listen,
for sure.
listen.
I mean,
Oh,
for sure.
and I want to be clear. Like how my brain views it too is like I'm thinking about the type of shot we're talking about, right? Like, bro, if you're letting people just walk to the rim, where that's the most efficient shot in basketball, and you're not deterring that shot, and they have it all night long, and they're just gonna make their layups. That team isn't gonna have to have as many rebounds to beat you when the shot quality you're giving up is completely criminal for the entire game. You're not going to need as many swings at the cart if you're getting high potency looks every time. But again, that's the extreme part. Just like a team that can't get a single rebound. We know both of them don't really exist in theory, and you need both to win, but you don't want to have such a low shot quality, especially versus high level offense. Because again, the playoffs are all about high level, like top 5, top 10 guys who contribute to elite offenses. So you don't want to give elite offenses great shot quality.
And not only that, but
of course, but
yeah.
To Mars's point,
gonna have to end
you
a
talk about
possession.
Oklahoma City. I think Oklahoma City is an anomaly. And I mean, I don't know what the numbers are, but if I'm going off the top of my head, more times than not, elite defenses, they're elite defensive rebounding teams.
Rebounders, yeah.
More times.
And I was about to
Boston
say
last year.
Boston are an elite defensive rebounding team.
Boston was a top 5 rebounding team.
Is that what makes them an elite defense?
The only champion I can remember in recent memory that wasn't an elite defensive rebounding team
Miami Heat.
was the Miami Heat.
and they had a elite
But
offensive
they,
team,
but they were also a team that's similar to OKC.
Oklahoma City.
Forced a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, but
That's
my
what-
thing is this
like,
too.
you just find ways to do it.
Look, gifted.
Yeah.
Think about this. This, gifted. A team strapping up, right? They defending everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like we locking down. Swing. I'm on everything. Shot goes up. Offensive rebound.
You got to do that shit again, Jordan. We got to do that shit again.
It takes the heart out of
No. Listen, I 1000% agree. Now imagine a team where no one's helping Jokic and it's layups all night long. The level of effort.
He can still
Imagine the Nuggets. Okay, imagine the Nuggets.
Yeah, he can still get 38.
I'm sorry,
He can still get 38 and potentially win. He can still get 38 potentially.
No.
But you know what? Hold on.
I hear you.
Point. Right there. Hold on. Get it. That's a great point because I was about to say this. Jokic isn't a good defender.
No, he is. He averages
No, he's
17 rebounds a game in the first round.
First of all,
Swab, you gotta let that go. Man. You gotta let that go.
He isn't a good defender.
Hey,
But
Jordan,
he holds the Nuggets
you gotta
possession.
make your last point because I gotta get to these super chats.
Okay, good.
Okay, fair,
okay,
yeah.
that's fair. Okay, so look, Jokic isn't a good defender.
Mm-hmm.
He got guys around him that are okay defenders. But you know what Jokic does well? Close the possession with a rebound.
Rebound.
Right.
Rebound.
So
And
there it
I
is.
think that's valuable. Yeah, I do think that's valuable.
Rebound.
So there it is. That's all I'm saying. Like
It's just hard to
people
separate the two, you know.
And people don't give him enough credit for that too, by the way, because I know y'all give Swiper a lot of crap
I agree.
about him not being the best defensive, not a good defensive player, which I don't think he is, but I still think he's valuable on defense because he does close the possession. And to your point too, Gifted, he does detour a lot of shots at the rim for sure. He definitely does.
He had better defensive rebounding percentage than Shield's favorite center in Philly, by the way.
Hey, there it is. So there you go.
I'm pretty confident they didn't keep.
He's talking about Andre Drummond or Embiid.
No,
I'm talking about Moses.
Malone.
I didn't know you was going.
I didn't know either.
Yeah,
I know you for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, Moses catching strays on this beautiful Friday.
One of the main reasons why one of the main reasons why Philly won 65 games that year is because Moses Malone averaged 6 offensive rebounds per game.
His own missed layups.
Give me a break. But anyway,
hold on, I'm tired of this, Chill. Moses Malone was an inefficient layup shot chucker. He was Shingun. He was Shingun as a finisher that year. And you always want to give him credit. What's up with this?
Ron,
no. He's Angel. He's Angel.
I'm not doing this with you.
Angel's
I'm
gonna
not
be
doing this
too.
with you. I'm not doing this with you.
Philly won 58 games the year before. They ain't need Moses to win a bunch of games. They were fine in the finals.
I want to ask Jordan a quick question, right? So imagine a team, right, where they essentially are, let's say, Portland on defense. Not this year. Like imagine the Portland teams that had like Nurkic, like terrible defense. Yeah. Right. But they rebound well. But the shot quality of their defense is that, and they're playing drop on the 2017 Warriors for the entire series, but they can rebound every time. But the shot quality they're giving up.
A good example. The Warriors.
Okay, but you get my point though. You get my point though, right? Like
yeah.
I'm just trying to make it extreme to show you, like, if you're that level of deterrence for a full series versus elite talent, you're gonna die even if you're getting more rebounds.
But here's the difference.
But are you bringing up that series when they played in that series? Because I don't think that was
2019.
Yeah, I don't think their defense was the reason why they lost. To be honest,
I'm not using 19. I'm not using 19.
100% was the reason why they lost.
That's my Portland. Portland.
Yeah, I think there was many reasons why they lost. That defense, I think, was a big part of it. But
a big part of it. But I don't think it was the main. I don't think it was the main part. Steph. He's just
was
like
frying Dane. Yes, he was.
Yeah,
he was frying Dane. Yeah.
The way, hold on.
He was really
the way he was frying them was what it was like. What defense? I'm like, wait,
he had like 37 in that series.
Yeah, but
it don't matter what you put out there.
Draymond
was dominating them too.
Draymond dominated people in the playoffs, bro. I don't know. Y'all better at that time on that stretch. Draymond was dominating a lot of people in the playoffs.
Hey, but real quick, let us conversation. We gotta do right by Ron. No, Ron, I know you got some things to get to, so my fault. But I just wanted to throw that out there. Go ahead.
Gifted. What's the most important announcement of the week? Where can we find you at during this week?
Oh yeah. I've been super active on Playback. I do game streams and film breakdowns. Also, I'm coming back to YouTube. I've been taking my time to watch a lot of game films. So for the playoffs, I'm about to be doing playoff dissections of these teams coming up. So if you care, you can follow me on Playback and YouTube at Gifted Hoops. Same handle. So that's me. That's me.
And where else on Tuesdays and Thursdays?
I'm on from the logo on Players Trace.
I completely. I was getting to that. I felt pressure by Ron.
Gifted, you missed the shot and you got the offensive rebound.
The second chance.
Okay. Good way to tie it in. Good way to tie it in. But yeah, we also be up live on From the Logo. We be recapping games and also previewing games that are coming up. It's talking about everything NBA outside of the panel. So come rock with us, man. Tuesdays at 6:00 from 6 to 7:30. We be going at each other a lot as well. So definitely tap in there. I do want to say on From the Logo 2 years ago, we called the KD Portland shit once they traded for Bradley Beal. Just want to point that out. Good basketball talks are at a premium. So definitely tap in.
The KD what? KD what?
So like when they got Bradley Beal, I said right there from that trade, Kevin Durant is going to be gone from this team pretty soon because their defense is not going to be good. Bradley Beal is not going to be a consistent player. He's making too much money and they can't trade him because of his no trade clause, which means Phoenix is the front office now has to say, well, damn.
So you predicted it was going to be cold come wintertime.
Pretty much.
Man,
pretty much. Except
Gifted is the most unbiased. He's one of the most unbiased Warrior fans you ever meet. He's the healthy side of Warriors Twitter. He's a light Steph Glazer. Not heavy, light on it.
I'm not Steph Glazer at all.
But that's just not true at all. I've known you for years. I've known you for 3 years. Go ahead, Joe.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If Swipe is calling me a Glazer,
I get called a Glazer all the time. That's fine. I literally exist, and people call me a Glazer. By the way, Chill. Yeah, because you are Tatum Glazer. This is Tatum Glazer. Everybody knows.
No, Chill is a Tatum Glazer. Yes.
Mars is whoever's good and young. That he's a Glazer for that team. Ron is a fake Giannis Glazer.
He is never a fake Halliburton Glazer. Yeah,
he literally never talks about them. He glazes for us every so often.
I can't talk about him because you don't talk about Jokic.
Ox is a DeMar DeRozan Glazer.
No,
Jordan is a Jordan Drenchman Glazer. He glazes
Jordan
all the time.
Drenchman Glazer. I like that.
Because I was about to say that. Swiper, don't you lie on me. Just tell the truth. I'm glad you said that. You 100% right.
That boy said, "Hey, cover him in oil, cover him in honey, cover him in
honey is crazy."
Hey, boy, I keep the receipts, boy. I don't know about the oil.
That boy, Mars used to be on Jalen Green.
Maybe oil.
He's on Amin Thompson now.
Mars is big Jalen Green FC for a minute.
Yeah, that was over quickly. Chill is an old basketball Glazer. He will get frustrated if you start explaining the nuances of modern offense, and he'll be like, "I can't."
You don't know how good he was.
You don't know how good this man was. He believes Moses is better. He believes Moses is better than Joker, which is crazy. He believes Wilt's the same level of passer as Joker, which is crazy.
Okay.
Now I'm with you on Dr. J. If you want to bring up a Dr. J top 15 player ever comp, I think ABA Dr. J He's one of the best ever. But nobody ever talked about Dr. J. I'm with you on that.
Nobody care about the
Everything else
ABA.
is crazy.
Never
All
watched
right,
it.
so
ABA
I gotta get to these super chats.
I've only seen like a Worcester game from the ABA. So
Let's make
go
it
ahead,
happen. I got a bunch of them. We don't got to talk about every super chat for 30 minutes, y'all. Let's get through these.
Okay.
And there's a couple of them.
bring good topics.
No. If it is, then we will. It's a couple super chats that are addressed to certain people. So if it is addressed to you, take care of that. Kent Lipscomb Jr. said, respect to all who consider him Jokic #1, but we have to stop acting like the best, like he's the best player in the world, and it isn't more of a 1A, 1B scenario instead of it being 1-2. Please respect Giannis more.
That's been over for over a year and a half now. Is Johnson SGA conversation this year for most people?
I think so.
I mean, let Jason Tatum win a chip, and you know Jason
Tatum's nowhere near these talks.
Chill. Yeah. We gotta have conversations.
So just give it
a very short conversation.
Trying to have a conversation and you just dismissed it.
Which part? Which conversation? Which one?
Nothing. Hey, one last night and one lost. We're just gonna leave it at that. Kent Lipscomb Jr. said, It's times like this where I wish open gym still existed because there is so much more to this convo that I would love to have with Mars, Swiper, and Gifted.
What conversation was that? When did he say
the Nuggets? Probably
I think that was about like the shot quality, rebound and stuff. Most likely, yeah.
Notice Jordan didn't get involved in that conversation.
I wasn't a part of the conversation until the end.
That's hate.
It is what it is, Swiper. I was gonna pack Swiper up earlier though. He ducked it.
They say Drench Man, not they
ducked you.
They say they call him Drench Man, Frenchman, not
okay.
Not
word
man. Go ahead, Ron.
Not Baltimore man.
Board man too.
MTail22 said the biggest takeaway from the game is still Paulo's plus minus.
Oh, I missed y'all talking about that game. What did y'all think about that game? I watched every dribble. It was beautiful.
We were just basically saying how Steph's not that good of a shooter and how someone's gonna break his record at some point. That's really
wow.
Yeah, no, we wasn't saying that. Mars was saying that, but
we was talking about how Dame shoot better from deep range and how Steph's record.
And then what happened? And then what happened when you went to the numbers?
The numbers was comparable, but Dame's were better. That's what happened.
Oh, okay. How much better?
0.4%.
And how much was the volume off a little bit?
Dame had made 30 more threes. There
you go. Okay. Hey, there you go.
So like I said, comparable. Like you can make the case for Dame. And how his record was gonna be broken from 3, and then how Kareem Skyhook was deadlier than Steph from 3.
What did you say, Chip? Yeah,
I take pretty good care of myself. I won't be allowed to see the next guy crack Steph Curry's 3-point record. I don't think I'm going to see it in my life.
So you're living till 120. What are you yapping about?
I'm not going to be around that long.
Already
done that. Be doing TikTok at 120.
I'm not going to be around that long. No, sir. My light will not. My lights will go out before then. I'm confident in that.
The one thing I wanted to note for that game, because I don't know if people talked about it, but like the trade Draymond group that exists out there, they exist amongst the fan base of the Warriors. What Draymond did to Paolo in the second half is the reason why you don't trade Draymond. Like he does so much for our defense at a higher level. He's a big part of why our defense right now is the best in the league through 8 games with Butler right now. So he deserves his credit for that.
California team with these short stretches. I mean, look at us the last 8 games, last 6 games.
I mean, all I can tell you is how they look with Jimmy Butler, and there's no coincidence that a lot of people take them more seriously.
Well, Jimmy Butler's one.
You guys look good. I'm intrigued. Yeah, let the Warriors win a 5th championship.
Do you know how crazy the propaganda will get if this Warriors team is able to beat Oklahoma City, beat Boston, Cleveland, whoever, and win the 5th one?
Jimmy Butler is 100%.
Jimmy Butler is 100% cemented after a run like that.
I'm hoping the Warriors see the OKC in the first round and go ahead and take that out because I would love to play the Warriors in the playoffs.
And smoke them.
They're gonna be a higher seed than that
because Jimmy Butler is him, and Jaime Jaquez is not.
I've never seen
he on that Jaime shit a lot. He sings a lot of strays at Jaime for real,
Ron. Hey, boy, they was cooking me. You don't know what you talking about with Jaime, especially Swiper. Swiper was on that too. You don't know what you talking about.
Why you keep bringing my name up?
Because I be packing Swiper up and then he come back. You know I like that about Swiper though.
People
pack Swiper up.
People literally. Jordan,
come back,
Jordan,
yeah,
Jordan. People literally clown you in the comments for the ridiculousness and the audacity of your takes. Jordan, you are.
Tell him to prove it.
You know what I am? You know what I am? I'm the hook man in Apollo. I'm the hook man in the Apollo.
It
you the
sounds good.
You the clown on stage. I'm pulling you off the stage. That's exactly what this
sounds good. It sounds good. Listen, everybody want to say my
back to these
they
prove
it. They don't never prove it.
That's a good idea, Ron. That's a good idea.
You the Sandman? Is that who you are?
Sandman. That's exactly who I am.
You Sandman.
Jordan's the opening act. He's the opening act.
Not the opening act.
I gotta remove y'all because this is nasty.
That's
Shout
hilarious.
out to Paulo because he got busy last night. He had 41 points.
Yes, he did.
To him. Easy Creations 718 said, "Thank y'all for making basketball amazing."
That's an AI right there, by the way.
I'm not possible without y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to y'all for the support and all that.
Baba with the super chat. Baba said the Nuggets selling the 2nd and 3rd seed to the Lakers.
Who has the hardest remaining schedule between those two teams?
Oh, between those two
teams? Nuggets. I don't even got to look at the schedule.
Between who? Between who?
It doesn't
matter.
The
Nuggets and the Lakers.
No, the Nuggets have. It literally just popped up. It literally just popped up. A bunch of casuals in here. It's
the Nuggets.
The Nuggets have the third. They have the third toughest.
I don't think the Lakers want the 3 seed.
They probably don't want 3 seed.
Houston is the 5 seed. I know every team is looking at Houston.
Every team wants to play Houston for sure.
That's the matchup they want. They'd rather stay in 4. I think.
Why wouldn't they?
Actually, no. But then you're on OKC side of the bracket. I don't know.
You got to see the Clippers in round 1. They could beat them.
The Warriors are taking that spot. The Warriors are taking that spot. The Warriors are taking the 6 seed. Yeah, so it's gonna be you either see the Warriors.
The Warriors have like the second easiest remaining schedule, I think.
If the Warriors are playing at the 6th seed, so what side of the bracket would they be on?
They'd be on the Memphis side.
So it's 1, 2. I think it's 1.
Well, they'd be on the Memphis and the 7th seed side.
Yes, 1, 2, 3, 6, and then 1, 8, 3, 6, and 2, 7, 4, 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it would work.
Justin Jones sent through a members chat and said, "Records are meant to be broken, but the total assists, rebounds, blocks, steals records, and maybe even points will never be broken."
I would have liked to think Wemby was going to break the blocks record, but
he literally would have done it this season, probably when he got hurt.
He's now missing the rest of this season, so that's tough.
But how many times can we say that about a player? Like, I made
a post really quickly, Mars, and I figured you could appreciate this. So Chris Paul just moved into 2nd all time.
Oh, he ain't never getting to Stockton. Yeah,
it's a wrap for that.
Just so you know, Gifted, he would have to give me 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Three of those 4 years have to be Clippers stuff. Chris Paul, and one of those years has to be either Oklahoma City or Houston, Chris Paul, in order for him to tie John Stockton.
And he's got to stay healthy throughout that entire stretch too. Like, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for that.
Even a guy like Trey Young, Trey Young's not even at 5,000 yet.
No,
it's crazy.
He's a crazy passer too.
15,000. What is it? 806 or whatever. You ain't getting there.
Wicked stuff, man.
He never missed a game and averaged 10 assists a game. Like, you ain't never getting close to
that. That is insane.
Became a YouTube member today, and so did Inevitable.
Salute to y'all, man.
Speaking of Inevitable, let's shout out our Hall of Famers because they are inevitably the GOATs of the Players' Choice platform. We got Cobra Son of Raditz. We got Multi Kenny. He was chilling with us on Playback last night. We got my man Vale. We got the Top Dog Cheese. We got 40 Cal. And we just got a new Hall of Famer, y'all. He goes by the name of Tyrese Williams.
Shout out
to Tyrese Williams.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame, man.
Avery B sent through a super chat and said players will play longer in the future. Yes, medicine and load management, but also because way more money. For example, I think a team would sign KD to a 4-year, $200 million contract still after his current deal.
Hey, remember when we had that argument about medicine and technology improving the game?
Yes,
that's where we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another deal. Longevity would be a bigger deal. Would be a bigger deal.
Can KD average 25 for the next 4 years?
I mean, regression isn't linear, so like maybe he just falls off a cliff at some point. So I don't know. But the way he plays, I have a hard time seeing how he doesn't just score.
How far away?
Repeatable what he does.
What year was LeBron at 36? Was that 2021?
2021.
And
he got hurt that year. He got hurt half a little bit that year. I mean, can he hold up to like maintain level like LeBron did? through 40, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, the injuries with KD are really the question we're talking about, honestly. Well, like his actual play style, yes.
How is LeBron still a top whatever athlete in the league and like
vibranium?
I mean, we know why, but every time I say it, the comments get mad at me.
What's more likely, Jordan gets suspended for gambling for that year and a half, or LeBron?
We know what's going on. That's what I said. We know.
I don't know what's going on, Mars. What's going on?
Man, we know. He goes.
He's on steroids.
He goes through a slump. Then he goes.
It's not a thought.
He misses a week. DJ Redick says we don't know where he is, and then he comes back and he's the best player ever again.
Hey, Mars. My thing is, whatever it is, I don't give a damn. Keep it up.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, keep it up. Just keep doing what you're doing, Go James. This is becoming amazing.
He's open.
It's becoming amazing.
They'd be in the comments like, "Oh my God, Mars has never dedicated himself to anything. What would he know about LeBron's dedication?" Like,
I dead ass think LeBron, if he didn't care about coming off the bench or whatever, I think he could dead ass play until he was like 45 or 46.
I mean, if he got some secret juice,
what's stopping him from doing what Brady did?
Some secret juice gifted. I mean, he could play till forever.
I mean, if he just wants to, if LeBron was to play,
the desire.
Does he not want to? How old is Bryce? How many more years is Bryce got?
I think Bryce got 2 more years until make the right. Yeah.
Matter of fact, hey, you know, the best hooper in the family gonna be his daughter. She gonna end up being the coldest one in the family watching the kids. Man, she already a hooper. What you talking about? Look, how many more years? I gotta wait 12 more years. LeBron at what, 52? Man, who knows? Who knows?
I mean, if he keep getting his special juice,
still
allegedly like
27 and 7. Okay.
Chill could probably average a good 15.
No, he couldn't.
Claps.
No, he
good
couldn't.
claps.
Okay. He's a very in shape 51-year-old, but that's
If Bron's still in the league at 2030, I'm not gonna lie. You guys gonna have
to stop watching.
You guys gonna have to admit that you know what he's doing. Like, let's be serious.
Yeah,
he's still in the league at 2030.
All right, we still got a couple more years until that. In the meantime, I'm gonna keep enjoying it.
Jalen Green gonna be in the league by 2030? My bad.
Crazy.
LeBron gonna outlast legitimate Hall of Fame careers. Like, this game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, shout out to LeBron. And we didn't get a chance to get into it, but he's looking like he's the best Laker.
Wait, LeBron peaked. He started his prime before Steph, and then maintained his prime longer than Steph. Think about that.
Steph is by like
if
Steph
LeBron
is like
goes
to like half
insane
the
after
population of
retirement,
top 10 NBA
right.
player ever.
If LeBron goes insane after his retirement, LeBron is right. Like if he just have like a mental meltdown, I mean, Mars 100% right.
But like it's crazy. LeBron was going to Steph's games in college while being undoubtedly
legitimately
one of the 5 best
all
players
NBA player.
One of the 5 best players.
He was the league MVP. The year he won.
Steph's in college. Going to Steph's in college. LeBron is a top 5 player in the world.
7, 8, no, yeah.
Going to Steph Curry's games. Steph Curry then gets drafted, has an arguable top 10 all-time career. And meanwhile, you could argue LeBron was better than him the whole time. Like,
ain't no you can argue. It ain't for debate. Ain't no arguing. Like Deion Sanders said, ain't no arguing.
No.
Ain't no arguing. We not arguing.
Would you rather? Well, hold on. Just how high are you, Mark? Would you rather have this version of LeBron or this version of Giannis in the playoffs?
Super chat.
No, I'm asking. Legitimate. Somebody chill. Who'd you rather have? Giannis, this version, or this version of LeBron?
That mid range from Giannis is looking serious, but
that mid range from LeBron looking better. But
yeah, I'll take James. And I'll take James.
Y'all do know post All-Star break. So just right quick, LeBron had 33 and 17 last night, 17 rebounds. I don't know how many. I think he only had 5 assists. But post All-Star break, LeBron is averaging
almost 30 and 20. What are we doing? That's 40. 30 and 20.
Yeah, LeBron is averaging 30 points.
I'm in the matrix. I'm in
10
the matrix.
Rebounds.
I'm
6
in the matrix.
assists, and he's doing it on, I think, 55 from the field, 42 from 3. And I want to say 82.
Yeah, but he airballed a free throw the other day. So
still 82 from the free throw though.
But he airballed a free
It's
throw.
like where did he go during All-Star break?
I don't think that.
You know why he ain't playing the game? Talk about his foot hurt. You know what happened?
His foot was hurting, then he was back dunking that thing on Wednesday.
He didn't want to play that.
Wait. This is a post All-Star break. I'm tripping. My bad. This is February. This is the month of February.
Hey, that's post All-Star break.
You know what happened, man.
Like, hey, Ron. His foot was hurting, then he came back on Wednesday dunking that thing.
Dunking that shit.
Like, damn, boy, that boy foot healed good. I wish my foot could heal like that. I didn't have my Achilles been hurting for the last year now. Boy, I don't know what's going on.
So at the very worst, he's a top 5 playoff player in the league still?
Yeah.
Yes, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I think when you put him next to Luka, he's going to be even more dangerous because of that. Because
Luka doesn't look great
in space.
We just gonna give it some more time.
Luka had that fake best friend game on Saturday. I know what that was. Hey, bestie.
Yeah, he doesn't.
But Luka's ramping up still, but like it still takes so much attention off of LeBron, regardless.
Yeah, I mean,
his playmaking and stuff, and like his passing, you can see the value of all of that. But like in terms of like, he ain't creating much separation and stuff, and he ain't getting to the rim. It just
LeBron and Luka, when they on and off, LeBron's okay because like LeBron started to do more like screening and stuff. Luka off the ball is the worst in the NBA. Like it's the worst I've ever seen since James Harden was in Houston. Like it's worse than James Harden was in Houston. Like Luka off the ball is nasty.
I'm hoping next year.
You just didn't see Russell Westbrook during those MVP years.
Yo, I got to get back to the
didn't see it.
I'll
go back and look. But Luka looked lazy with his, so I might just don't like the fact that Luka just looked lazy with his.
Superchats, Ron.
Superchats was right.
I believe 2016 Curry will be the best player in the league right now, especially if you adjust his game then to now. Also, Jokic ain't ready for the SAR belt to ass.
That's gonna be a fun game to watch.
I don't think 2016 Steph would be the best player in the league now. I think
he could be.
I think the reason Steph was so much better than everyone was because he was so ahead of everyone in terms of
that too.
He helped accelerating it. They were playing double big line like Greg Monroe and them were playing drop coverage and they couldn't move their feet. In today's game, the reason why I think the 2016 Curry wouldn't be as effective is because the defenses have caught up to that level of shooting. Not in the sense that you could stop Steph Curry, but it's not the same impact where the Warriors were the only team in the NBA that had this weapon where out of pick and roll, you can't play the typical coverages every team in the league was playing because he just broke it. In today's game, that doesn't work. So that's why I think he wouldn't be the best.
What it sounds.
I don't think
2021 Steph.
See.
It sounds to me really quickly. It sounds to me like back then he had all the answers to the test. It sounds like a lot of guys have the answers to the test today.
Yeah. So, I think he was ahead of his time. He was ahead.
And also there wasn't a 2024 Jokic and SGA in the league at that time either. To be
there was just.
But like I would say that he still has a.
There was just this guy named LeBron James. You know, like he was high. I guess.
Well, in 15-16 regular season, LeBron wasn't great. He wasn't great. He was great in the playoffs.
2016 LeBron wasn't great.
No, he wasn't. But he was 12. We've already done this. 12-13 LeBron was the last regular season peak, and then he started tailing off.
He didn't say who would be the MVP though. He said he would be the best player.
I brought up best player. I think SGA's been that good. I think he's been the best player.
Wait. I want to comment. Let's get the clip. So I know this season SGA is better than 2016 LeBron.
Or Kevin Durant.
Either or.
Flip a coin. Okay, well, that's what you
I'm so sick.
That's what you just said.
And PC, you know what? PC, this is
I would like to answer the question.
This is why y'all brought me here, because y'all want to be better than Clips. Y'all want to be better than
That's what you said. You said there was no
Jokic. That's you with Ron.
That's me, Ron.
You're one of your best friends. I was with you. I made sure you were safe at night when we was out and about.
Made sure you was safe at night.
Hey, you wasn't making sure me and Jordan was safe. You was trying to go to that one spot and get a quesadilla.
I'm sorry. What for the quesadilla trap?
I just heard Swiper say there wasn't a Joker or SGA level player in 2015, 2016.
He did say that.
That's what he just said.
Well, let me say this. Chill. Hold on, chill. If this is a hot take, whatever. Durant, LeBron, none of them are better than this version of Joker. None of those players are better than this version of Joker. I don't really know. SGA. No, I think SGA's regular season been historical. But SGA, if you want to say they're better than SGA, sure. But none of them are better than this version of Joker. That's not the question.
Is the SGA this season?
I think SGA will be at the minimum fourth best player in the league that year. Minimum fourth best player.
You wouldn't say above KD.
SGA wasn't better than Russ that year. But
shut your face.
Y'all do what y'all want to do,
Ron.
Y'all do what y'all want.
Yeah, the way your face drop is so funny to me, bro.
Shut your face.
Russ was good.
I want to answer.
You're my friend. You're my friend before you met these bums up here. Okay, listen.
Wait, so Jokic is better than 2016 LeBron?
Yes. What are you talking about? Yes.
I was the only one who scratched.
What are you doing?
How? Okay, no. Everybody stop. No. Ron. I've been waiting to talk, but I've been waiting to talk.
Are you going to stay here for all these 47 super chats?
Yes, I will. Ron. Swiper like finding a way to pivot the conversation from Steph being the best player in the league to fucking Jokic is crazy.
No, I didn't say. I said SGA.
I want to know.
Mars asked me a question. Mars asked me a question.
No, we did not have to.
I didn't start that conversation.
Okay, well,
I want you to put some respect in my name. I didn't start the convo.
I will not, because you entertained the motherfucker. You entertained it, didn't you? You entertained it, didn't you, Swipe? But that's right. Turn that camera off. You entertained the shit when Jokic's name got brought up. Nah, he's not better than that. Yeah, no. So anyway, I am going to focus on the question. Yes, I do. Steph could be the best because here's my thing, right? I 100% agree with Mars, right? Steph, in terms of 2016, was gapping every other player during the regular season, right? Obviously, the way basketball is played out is different, but in terms of his craftiness, in terms of his overall shot-making ability with his burst before the injuries, I still think that version of Steph in this modern era of how basketball is played will be breaking a lot of Yes, he would.
In what way? He's creating better offense this year than Steph did in 2016.
Insane shot making. Yes, he could.
Prime LeBron.
In 2016 in the regular season, yeah. In 2016 in the regular season, we're having a regular. And again, what we've seen from October to now versus LeBron, October 2015 to 2016 in February, yes, was better. Go ahead, pull up the numbers from the first 8 months of that year, or 7 months of that year. Go ahead and pull them up. Yes, 100%. This is not even a question.
And now we're going back to a Jokic. Like,
but if we're done, I didn't know. Chill and Mars brought it up.
And you're entertaining it. Let it die. Let it die then. You're entertaining shit. Yeah, don't blame them.
What happened was, we were talking about if Steph would be the best player in today's game. And Swiper said, no one made him say this. 2016 also didn't have a Jokic and SGA level.
That is exactly what Swiper did. Yes.
Well, I respect SGA. You don't think SGA's been great this year? Oh, okay.
Okay, that's not the same
you
thing.
Brought it up. Having a level of player. Not us.
It's not the conversation.
No.
Okay, how much? How far away is SGA right now from where KD was in the regular season that year? Somebody, all the silence. Don't get silent. Don't look around. Get quick answer. You got a quick rebuttal. Be quick in your answer. Be quick in your answer.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So nothing to say. Per usual.
Man, I'm not worried about this shit.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Gifted.
Yeah.
I'm along these same lines. And hold on, I got to put this on the screen. But along these same lines, it seems as if Jokic has made some leaps and bounds. According to NBA.com, it's not Shai Gilgeous-Alexander that is leading the MVP race.
That's one person, by the way.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Yeah, he took over. He took back over the NBA.com poll. Most people that say that people that work and they want him to win the MVP. He's playing better. I don't look at SGA. Look at Jokic's last 10 games, by the way. So I just want to be clear about this. Look at SGA's last 10 games. Respect.
Maybe he is better than LeBron.
Hey, look who's third. He's in the conversation.
Chill.
Chill.
Yeah, chill. Look at that smile on Chill's face. Look at Chill's face look at that smile on his face.
He's in the
yes, sir.
He's in the conversation. Oh, brother, man.
All right, y'all, but this doesn't take away from the fact that Teflon Gunsmoke sent through a super chat and said, chill. Stop defending Swiper. We want him to flame Jokic like he do Luka, Tatum, Giannis.
That's not gonna happen, though.
I have a question. Has Tatum played that well and lost before?
He does.
Has he played that one and lost it? I'd assume so, yes.
I would assume so.
I can name multiple games. The Washington Wizards game for Joker. The Clippers game for Joker. Last night for Joker. Those are all losses. He played very well.
Yeah, but I don't go out my way remembering. Oh, look at this.
I don't go out my way remembering that for Tatum.
This is what I do. I remember everything. That's the difference.
Yeah, you remember Jokic.
Mars got to look it up. No. I remember. I can tell you off top of my dome. Remember the Pacers game that Jason Tatum had that he was responsible for. He wasn't responsible for it. They lost that game in the paint. And we came the next day. And Tatum had 4 pull-up threes in overtime and missed all of them. And they lost. And we cooked them for it.
That was in Indiana.
Yeah, I remember that game very vividly because we talked about it. I care about my friends, Mark. I remember Jalen Green's best game this year.
You remember the negative Jason Tatum moments, yeah, for sure.
All right, that's what I'm saying.
Tell me the best game Jason Tatum's had in a loss that you remember.
In a loss, I remember in the playoffs. I know playoff for sure. Easy. Playoffs, 100%. Last year. In the what game did they lose to? What game was that versus? In the second round, they lost. It was game
Cleveland. What game?
4?
Well, they only lost one game against.
Yeah, I know.
So the game they lost against
game
Cleveland.
2.
Let's get to the numbers.
He was great. He was great. He was phenomenal in game 2. I think he was like 8 of 28 from the field in that game.
While March is doing that, Boone Works Out said, rank these seasons from least to most difficult to guard. 18-19 Harden isolation. 08-09 D-Wade pick and roll offense. 15-16 Steph Curry three-point shooting. And 99-2000 Shaq post offense.
Harden isolation.
Most difficult to guard?
Harden
I mean, the most...
Are we talking individually or like as a team?
You're like...
You got to answer them both that way. Gifted individually,
okay.
Shaq. As a team, Shaq.
That's what he's waiting
for reference, that game that the Celtics lost to Cleveland, Jason Tatum had 25, 7, and 6 on 7 of 17. That's the best game he's ever had in a loss. Swiper.
Wait, what happened?
So 25, 7, and 6 on a 7 of 17 shooting is the best game Jason Tatum's had in a loss.
You talking about in the playoffs?
Just so you know, that dude is looking at you swiping like, yo, wrap this up. I gotta piss. Let's go. Wrap this up.
I couldn't tell you the hardest to guard, but I mean, I'd assume Shaq post ups are the hardest to guard.
Respect James Harden ISOs.
Yeah, I think all of these have a.
To the hospital. What are you talking about?
I think all of these have a good argument. Harder isolation to me is interesting because for the entire game, he's bringing the ball up and just going 1-4 flat isolation every time, and teams literally could not guard him the same way. Like he was getting to the free throw line every night. So I think in terms of like energy to expend as the isolation defender, that shit is harder probably.
Teams put big men on a roster who Jordan will attest to this.
Shaq alone, yeah,
that's garbage just to deal with Shaq.
I agree.
On Shaq. That was it.
But leads in the league in isolation possessions and points per possession.
Like, bro, imagine being the main POA.
Imagine leads in the league in 3-point attempts, but then also shooting the highest 3-point percentage in the league. And then imagine, not only did you lead the league in 3-point attempts, you took more threes than every other team in the NBA did.
Mm-hmm. You also had the ball more. You also had the ball more than anybody else in the league.
But you also chill. That's what I'm saying. It's tough. Yeah.
So free throws, isolation possession, isolation points, 3-point attempt, 3-point percentage, basically.
All that.
That's what I'm saying. It was hard.
Not 2%. No.
James Harden 2019 was 16 isolation possessions a game. I think the next highest was like the Oklahoma City Thunder.
They doubled a lot too. Like there were
Thunder, the team with the next highest in isolations, and they were like 8. Like no one else was coming close. It was
Jordan. That team ain't beating the Pistons in 04.
And for the record, Ron, these super chats would get read if you read them throughout the course of the show. I don't want to see.
That's a fact.
That is facts. If you actually read it, so they got Sam have to wait to the end.
Me trying to read the super chats during the course of the show is the same shit as this. Y'all are yappers. Look below me.
We are yappers. Are you not a yapper as well? Are you not
yapper? Yes, I'm a yapper too. You're a yapper.
Professional yapper.
Okay, fair.
You got the
definitely a yapper. 1,000% a yapper right there. Yeah.
It's gonna be.
I'm a yapper. Just call me a professional yapper. So it's cool.
But all right, y'all.
I only talk when called upon. That's it.
Cap.
Pirates Playground said war was always here. Before man was, war waited for him.
Okay.
Nice. Shout out to war. For reference, James Harden 2019, 16 isolations a game. The next closest was the Oklahoma City Thunder at 10 isolations a game.
MP13 said, we weren't doing this with Tatum. There's 10 plus games where Tatum is shooting tour dates and he's winning based off his offensive talent around him. That doesn't sink the ship when Tatum plays bad or plays bad.
That's a fair point.
Not the same thing.
I also want to make it like abundantly clear that Tatum doesn't need to shoot the ball well to play well. I also think
that's also true too.
No, he doesn't.
Jason Tatum can go 6 for 8.
He also ain't the playmaker or passer either. So I don't think.
Or Mars, to your point, if he has 10 turnovers but he has 40, he was awesome.
What? Who has 10 turnovers?
Yeah, I mean some people. Yeah, I mean LeBron.
Who's at 10 turnovers?
LeBron had 11 turnovers and he first team all NBA MVP.
Watch your tone, little man. What are you talking to?
Bob Wick said, "Watch your tone, little man. Don't
got to be swipe like
that.
No, it's Mars. It's Mars. It was Mars.
It was clear.
How did I talk to Chip?
I think I was Swiper.
It was Swiper for sure.
I'm pretty sure that was Swiper you're talking about.
Whoever it was.
I really, you know what I mean? I think everybody in the chat, man, shout out to y'all, man. Great community.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Nah, just say it. Great brotherhood. They got that brotherhood going.
Jamal Williams sent through a members chat and said, what hypothetical finals would y'all rather see based on narratives in actual hoop? Dallas versus Milwaukee or the Lakers versus the Knicks?
I don't want to see the Knicks. I don't want to see the Knicks in the finals at all.
Dallas, Milwaukee.
Yeah, me either.
Dallas, Milwaukee would be fun.
Dallas and Milwaukee would be amazing. I'd love to see that series.
Yeah, it'd be pretty good.
I don't care about
Adam Silver is praying for Lakers Celtics in the finals. He's praying for that.
I don't want to see that shit.
SMN R&D and became a YouTube member today. Shout out to my man SMN. And then Straw Hat Sale said Steph was insane, really scary, but I liked how Paulo was attacking the rim as much as he did. That pull-up midi kills the flow of the offense at times. True. And get KCP off the floor.
KCP wasn't doing nothing, bro.
Do you think that's like a Ben Affleck J-Lo situation where both people are worse off for the divorce with KCP?
Well, no, KCP's now making 20 million. I don't think he's worse.
They're strictly for the brand.
Yeah, no, KCP.
No, he went there because they didn't offer him a contract for real. Like I'm saying, he would have taken less in Denver. They didn't even.
He told you that?
I know that they didn't offer him real bread. I can tell you that much.
KCP making 20 million. KCP making 20 million. He not losing. He fine.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
In Florida.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. But KCP, like, he's a hooper, though. He really wants to play good basketball. Like, he's not just a money man.
He makes 20 million. He fine.
Hey, Ron, I'm going to be honest with you. I just looked at the cover photo. I get the joke. Somebody made a joke earlier about the cover photo.
What?
Of the show.
What cover photo? Where is this coming from?
I'm just looking at the cover photo of this show.
Talking about the thumbnail?
The thumbnail. Yeah, the thumbnail. Somebody made a joke. I don't look nothing like whoever they saying I look like, but well, go ahead, Ron. I was just
like
so you're gonna provide half the context.
You saw it, Mars?
No,
you saw it?
Jordan
Who does he look like, Ron? Who are you talking about?
Jordan is very image.
It was that. It said it was as I don't know, somebody named, what was his name, Mars?
Oh no, I just lied.
Something nasty. I forgot the name of
it. Oh,
Cash
Nasty.
Cash Nasty. Yeah.
Who's Cash Nasty?
Exactly.
Who's Cash
2K
Nasty?
content creator. 2K content.
LeBron Stan.
Cash Nasty. Let's see. Let's look up
Cash Nasty.
LeBron Stan.
Why are we doing that, Ron?
Motaz Musa.
A LeBron fan?
Tatum is greater than SGA as a floor raiser. By the way, y'all overrate AD.
I don't agree with that first part. I think I might overrate AD. Like, I'm fine with that because I still think he's the best defender in the sport, and I don't think he's played.
Okay, well, obviously he's not though. That's obviously an overrate.
I think Draymond better.
Yeah, but nah. So I think I think I probably overrate him in that sense because I still think hell no.
Yes,
because I still think he's the best.
Have you watched the playoffs?
Yeah, in the playoffs is why I think Anthony Davis.
I mean,
so you've seen Bam play in the playoffs then. So I just want to make sure.
Yeah, and I've watched Anthony Davis play in the playoffs. So that's
when does Anthony Davis play well in the playoffs defensively?
Awesome! Are you fucking serious, Swiper?
Last 2 years.
Memphis series.
What is happening right now, Swiper?
The 2023 playoffs.
Oh, you mean versus the
Warriors team that was hurt?
Versus the Warriors team that was hurt? That one?
Brain aneurysm. Have you?
Anthony
Davis defensively has never not been awesome in the playoffs.
He was getting obliterated last year and the year before last in the same team.
Come on, Swiper.
Bam played well versus that same player in the same run. I don't know what to tell you. Bam had a better defensive series than Anthony Davis did. Am I lying?
Wait. So because Bam played better versus Jokic defensively than Anthony Davis, no. Your entire argument is Jokic based, bro.
They did not run zone for a majority of that series.
That is a Jokic based argument because if you watch what Anthony Davis did versus Memphis, that's one of the craziest shit I've seen defensively in the playoffs. Period.
Anthony Davis getting obliterated.
Completely dominated Memphis in every way, shape, and form.
Yeah, they did. A worse offense, sure.
The last
a worse offense, sure. A hurt Warriors team. A hurt Warriors team. Great job.
Yes, as a Warriors fan, I watched it, and his defense is why they won the series. Period.
All right, y'all. I got a super chat from Hunter. Hunter said, question for y'all, but specifically Swiper. If this team gets out of the second round or even the Western Conference Finals,
yes,
do you do everything in your power to try to get KD in the offseason?
I'm gonna call Eddie. I'm calling Eddie Gonzalez myself, and then we're gonna have a conversation. I'm 100%.
Merry Christmas, Trump.
All right,
you got to do it.
I don't know type of question that. Of course, you try to get Kevin Durant in Denver. Like okay.
I want an easy run like Steph had,
and not gonna get him though.
Riddell became a YouTube member, and Kendrick Starr said, what Steph got to do to pass LeBron on the top 10 list?
Win like 4 straight championships.
Yo.
Y'all really underrate Steph Curry is what I'm hearing.
Akeem said, Mars, Swipe it, and chill. When evaluating scoring, How do you weigh between a better shot creator and a less efficient and less efficient, and someone who is more efficient but significantly worse shot creator? Love y'all.
I mean, it's a case-by-case basis. I can't just be like, well, I value shot creation 75%. It's a case-by-case basis.
Exactly.
Most of it, like, I don't have a objective formula I follow to determine who's better at certain things. If I'm being honest,
you just watch and say,
I can't be like, I value shot creation. I get 68%, and then I value efficiency 24%, and then that final whatever 6% or whatever's left. I don't know.
If he takes less contested shots, that means he created more space.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you the answer to that. I
feel you on that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't give you an answer.
Mo said, "Who's Devin Booker's player comp?" Dub show.
Probably Allen Houston with a car collection.
Probably Devin Booker. That's probably what.
That's what I was gonna say too. Like Devin Booker's, he's reached a point where other players get compared to him. We don't compare him to players anymore. He's that good.
8% was the number left. Thank you, Ben Shelley.
Average Joe said, "Swiper speaking facts. Even Phil Handy said it. Braun took his foot off the gas during the regular season from 2014 to 2019. That man Braun was really coasting during the regular season.
He was still a better player than Jokic.
Facts.
Shocker. Cool."
Devin sent through a members chat and said, "Damn, Swiper had them boys on hush mode." Shout out Swiper, man. One of his nastiest episodes ever. Andre said, "Is LeBron the only superstar that has access to these steroids? Guess his money is the only one that's accepted by the PED supplier in the NBA."
It's not in the NBA, it's in Germany.
No, probably not. I just think it's funny that Bron fans are the only ones who get this emotional about it. So I'm gonna keep doing it. It's hilarious. I'm gonna read the comments today from Valiant Football is one of them. And then who's the other one? I think his name's Upgrade Your Mindset or something. He be getting mad as hell when I make these Bron PED jokes. But so I'm gonna keep doing it.
Because all jokes contain true shit.
Andre sent through another super chat and said, "Not sure if y'all answered this previously, but do y'all think KD had a top 10 peak ever?"
No.
There you go. Bob Wick said, "I was talking to that light-skinned Bruno Mars looking brother at the bottom left. He's always coming for my best friend Chill."
I was in the bottom left, right? I was in the bottom left, right?
That should be you, actually. Never mind.
Yeah, I think I was in the bottom left.
It's probably you.
At the Buzzer Sports said, "So crazy how LeBron is peaking as a shooter at 40 over his past 11 games. He's 46% on 7 attempts."
Man, peaking as a shooter while airballing free throws. It's tough. That's a sad peak, man. It's a sad peak.
Akeem Benny, trust the Nets rebuilding, said, "Random super chat. Cam Thomas returns today, and we are about to cook the Portland Trailblazers."
Happy for him.
Oh, it's Swiper, not me. Do you want to cook the Blazers or do you want to lose?
He probably want to win.
As a fan, he wants both.
Nice.
I'm telling you, he wants both. But shout out Cam Thomas. Happy to see him back.
Yeah, nice.
Triclops said, "What's y'all opinion on SGA, J-Dub, and Lou Dort being in the Defensive Player of the Year race? Lou Dort is greater than Drew Holiday this season defensively."
I don't know why SGA's in there, but I mean, I'd have for me, it's gonna be Evan Mobley. I don't even think anyone maybe Jaren Jackson, but
it's only Mobley or JJ.
For me, everyone else is we're just putting people in the conversation again for the sake of it. But of those three, I would probably have J-Dub 1, Lou Dort 2, SGA 3. And yes, I think Lou Dort's been better on defense than Drew Holiday is. I just haven't liked a lot of what I've seen from Boston's defense in general. Drew Holiday's part of that.
Mike 824 said, 0203 T-Mac, the best in the league today.
No.
Okay.
What was the year where T-Mac? What would you say was T-Mac's peak year?
03.
It was
03. Yeah.
Hey.
No.
I'm gonna put it like this. I'll leave Giannis and Jokic out of this. He better than SGA.
I'll leave two.
Nah, he not better than SGA. He not better than
SGA
either. SGA's better than T-Mac.
I got SGA. Or I got T-Mac.
SGA's better than T-Mac. Outside, I mean, Luke hasn't been good this year, but I think Luka is a better player than T-Mac.
Yeah.
Tatum's a better player than T-Mac.
All right, come on, y'all. Tupac
George a better
Westside
player than T-Mac too. But, you know.
Tupac Westside said Matthew Dellavedova slowed down Steph in the 2015 finals.
Right, not the entire.
No, Matthew Dellavedova did a good job on Steph for 2 games, maybe. Yeah, shout out to Delhi for sure.
And then after that, he had to go get things injected.
He had to go speak to LeBron's guy.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Zaire B said, "Do y'all feel the fans value the role of the coach down the stretch of a playoff series, or do you think a lot of misplaced blame goes to players?"
Fans don't value coaching, period. Like it's so based on if you won or not. Like if you lose, it's bad coach, he's got to go. If you win, it's oh my God, this player had a crazy game. Like there's nothing about coaching that the casual fan probably values at all, really. I don't really see that.
Fans choose who they want to blame. If they like the players on the teams, the coaches for. If they don't like the players, then it's the coaches for. It's the players.
Yeah,
fans ain't gonna be logical. Man,
never that. No,
not gonna be logical.
MP13 said, "You give LeBron and Steph someone to take away the primary defensive attention, they start acting 3 to 4 years younger than they actually are."
Yeah, because it's easy.
Who's doing that for Steph? Who's taking away primary defensive attention from Steph?
Butler is taking away attention, but it's not prime.
Yeah, he ain't taking the primary defensive attention at all. Like,
I think
you give Steph some competent offense.
Yeah,
all of a sudden Steph doesn't look washed.
Yeah,
that helps for sure.
DSG Piccolo said, "Swiper a nasty man for that 2016 Bron take. In my best Ox impression, Ron, send him to hell."
Yeah, it throws me off. You gonna say he better than 2016 Bron? Like at that point, then I do think like we should be able to bring up the defense. Like, at that point, like we're gonna be comparing him to maybe the best player ever, not named Bill Russell. Like, come on, man.
William Harris Jr. said, "Warriors coming out to play Ring 5 this year. Watch 30 work." How far you got y'all going?
I leave that to be determined right now. I still need a bigger sample size of this team with Jimmy Butler.
Okay. Ceiling floor.
Ceiling probably winning it all if everything can hit hard. Floor probably first round exit.
So that's a lot in between. All right. Well, we'll just have to see.
But a lot would have to happen for that ceiling to be reached, of course.
We got to see. Once you figure that out, whatever it is, we got to see you back on the panel because we got to talk about this.
Word. Okay. I'm with it.
It's Hack Ira said, "Denver, go get Kyrie this summer. Send Jamal out for Max Christie and a pick. Send Brown out for Trey Murphy.
Send Brown out for Trey Murphy."
I swear this shit just 2K.
Y'all just be chatting, bro.
Make-A-Wish Kid sent through a $2 super chat, and basically Make-A-Wish Kid is saying, "Go make a wish on a kid." There you go. Teddy Hart said, "Trey, due to not having early career injuries, has a chance to catch Steph in 3. At the same point in Steph's career, Trey is leading by 315 threes."
It's possible. See. I'm not saying it's going to be Trey. I'm just saying someone's going to be it.
Average Joe said, if Bron would share his plug, CP3 would be able to catch Stockton, but he's stingy.
I mean, credit to Chris Paul. I think Chris Paul's longevity as a point guard, especially his size, is amazing. It's the best longevity I've seen. So give him credit for that.
Avery B said, "KD not easily making 50 million off the court in a year. It's harder to walk away from the game with that kind of money compared to yesteryear."
Yeah, I mean, it depends on your priorities. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Jesse Icedo said, "LeBron top 5 MVP candidate."
He'll get votes for sure.
DSG Piccolo said, "Moses Brown had 20 and 10. As Chill might say, get the Hornets off the floor."
I didn't watch a dribble of that game.
Didn't see any bit of that. I'm not going to lie to you.
Shout out Moses, though. Love to see it. Also, Mark Williams had like 26 and 16 or something like that. I know he had 20 and double-digit rebounds. So shout out Mark Williams. Looked kind of healthy last night to me.
You know you ain't watched that game.
I didn't watch it. I just seen. Oh no, I seen the highlights. I seen the highlights.
Okay.
I seen the NBA TV highlights. Too. So they gave me the full thing.
Word up.
Shout out to Mark. Hey, he was kind of getting busy too. He hit a couple push shot floaters. Obviously had a couple dunks.
Fair enough.
Shout out Mark Williams. The Trib One said, "I'd assume the best defensive teams are great rebounding teams, but a lot less great rebounding teams are great defensive teams.
I'd assume that's the case too.
Valid.
Average Joe said, Mars stay bringing up super chat points before it's read. He's a smart man. Salute, Mars. See, that's why I don't have to read it because Mars brings it up. You see? Culture Bandit said, at this point, KD should just ball hog and take 50 shots. Bucket.
That's not in them, unfortunately.
The Suns are a bad watch.
Terrible watch. Motaz Musa said, Mars, it is time you give it a shot, or you give Attack on Titans a shot.
I'm surprised you knew that. Okay.
Anyways, y'all overrate the Celtics roster. They've regressed on defense. Tatum, the best floor raiser in the 20s right now?
Best floor raiser in their 20s right now. I guess Jokic just turned 30, I think, right? That was the thing. Yeah, I don't think the Celtics have been that good. I don't think Porzingis has been great defensively. I think he's been all right. He started off bad. Jaylen Brown, I haven't liked much of what he's done on either side of the ball. Drew Holiday, I think, has had another questionable defensive regular season relative to his standards, but he pulled out in the playoffs last year, so maybe it will happen again. And Derek White, I think, has taken an offensive jump, but defensively, I don't think he's been as great either. So I can agree with that, yeah.
Also, happy birthday to Tyrese Halliburton, first and foremost. This is your day. And also, I guess, happy birthday to Luka Doncic.
No, his birthday is the 29th.
Who, Reese?
Yeah.
And when there's not a 29th,
then he don't have a birthday. Yeah. I'm not telling you.
So what is he like? What is he, 3, 4?
4 years old. Yeah, 4 years old. Yeah.
Hey, and that's why he's so special. Shout out Tyrese Hallibuckets. Justin said, Booker is a future Rocket. Him and Bud out here quarreling per Chris Haynes.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, Phoenix kind of have to trade Book or KD.
I feel like they're gonna blow up the whole shift, but again,
they really should.
It's not surprising. Like I seen this coming, bro. It's tough. I didn't think they beat as bad though.
I didn't.
Welcome to Phoenix, Book.
This is terrible.
It's bad.
Average Joe said, "OG is right. Look at the OKC when they don't have a big and can't rebound. Y'all being short-sighted. Chill talking about the team rebounding too, not individual."
Oh yeah, that's the super chat he said. I said it fast.
Dirty 30 said Kobe never shot 10 free throws for 5 straight years. The hell?
Let me look at it right now, live on there. Let's see. Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, who lied? Why are you doing that? MP13
three straight years. It was 3 from 05 to 07. It was 10 free throws a game, but not 5 straight years. 3. There you go.
Somebody got cooked. I'm not gonna say no names. MP13 said people should be grateful Jokic can't rim protect. There would be some really uncomfortable conversations that would need to be had.
Yeah, if that man could rim protect, he's the best player to ever play. Not named Bill Russell. Cool. That is what it is. But
thank God he can't do it.
Yep.
UNB said Giannis is 2-0 versus SGA and Jokic, but y'all want to pretend like they are a level above him. He proves you wrong every time. Respect the Giannis.
The Bucks are 2-0 against the Thunder and Nuggets. That's what you meant to say. But you got it.
I'll stand with you, UNB. Respect Giannis. The Trib one said Jokic turning off his playmaking brain in order to try to overcome his teammates' inability to create. Then it's already over. MPJ needs ball handling reps.
Reps ain't going to save him. He just can't create. That's what it is.
I mean, that's why I just think they need better offensive players because,
reps ain't going to save him.
MP13 said if Malone's scheme is going to park Russ in the corner, is to park Russ in the corner, then just don't play him at all. You can't do that in the playoffs.
He'll figure out.
Or he won't.
Jerryality, a former Hall of Famer, said Swiper should the Nuggets get rid of MPJ? The 3 pieces y'all have on offense is too good to be having these stagnant moments. It just becomes hero ball. Should they get rid of Hero or should they get rid of MPJ?
I mean, it depends what's available.
It depends on what you can get back.
Should they got rid of him for Zach?
I might have did that.
I would have looked into it if it was possible.
He give you a little more on the offensive end.
A lot more.
I just
gives you everything MP does, and then he gives you more.
Besides being 6'10", but yeah.
That's the issue with that. You lose out on size, but I might have done that because of the natural skill set.
I would have looked into it. I don't even know if it was possible, but I would have looked into it.
Yeah.
Where you at, Will? Said, got it. Swiper can't take criticism, but he will spend 40 minutes on the Celtics losing, and it is Tatum's fault. Swiper's an interesting character. But shout out to Tatum, shout out to Jokic, shout out to Swiper, and shout out to Pirates Playground. I like the new name, Pirate. He said last night, Chef Curry said,
now you gonna try.
shit, the hell I am. Y'all want to
He
take
said
a stab at it?
albeit. He said albeit.
Albeit.
Let's
There you go.
see. Kakiatori charcuterie is a ubiquitous quotidian sesquipedalian panikai for ishemea, albeit not dank or pasiloquy. I tried.
I think that's
pretty good.
Schemia.
That's not pretty
I
good.
think that's a schemia. I think.
Most likely. I tried though. So
One buddy said Jordan been chatting since he got up there, Slim.
Love Jordan.
John Cena said 34's MIDI improvement is so crazy, it's become money.
Yeah, good for him. Okay, I don't care. PDs.
That's crazy. Now he got PEDs to improve his jumper.
PD.
Oh, man. Ray Star said, chill. I miss Rudy Gobert. We suck bad without him.
What did he say?
He said, I miss Rudy Gobert. We suck without him.
I think Rudy's had an up and down season.
I mean, yeah, you guys just suck though. But yeah.
Where you at, Will said, yeah, Swiper. Yeah, Swiper got Jokic strapped too much in his mouth.
That's crazy.
Oh, he upset.
Just Rome said, Clay sold me for 500. Now you can't shoot.
Oh, you took the
sold
less
yourself when you bet on
you took the
Clay.
less. That's tough.
One buddy said, chill. You got 3 teams, Lakers, Cavs, and Celtics. Hush. Ab Malik said, Ramadan Kareem to all my Muslims in the chat.
Salute.
Definitely salute. And last but not least, one buddy said, Swiper is about to cry. You tough, right? All right, y'all. It's been amazing. And you guys know where to catch us next. It will be on playback tonight. Y'all pull up, have a good old grand old time. Also, in the midst of this game, there will be the Cavs and the Celtics game. We'll spend a lot of time on that. We'll probably be back and forth for the whole night. So pull up. Let's have a good time. Also, too, the PCL is closed. And on Monday, we may just have the final bracket. So
nice.
Make sure to be here on Monday so we can
talk
all about that. And in the meantime, y'all have a good weekend. We'll see you on playback later tonight. Chill with Chill tomorrow morning.
Salute. Have a good one, people.